Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Locke, with an E. This is a really important show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it to the nation as I said it once a few years ago, and it was the sentence on everyone's lips for at least a day. I don't swear at my duvet, I swear by it. Tonight, in all seriousness, keep watching, please, at least for half an hour. Give me half an hour, and I'll tell you why. Because tonight we are featuring the best duvet, pillow, mattress, pillowcases that money can buy, in my experience. As a customer myself, as somebody who sleeps every night on, under, between Mulberry Silk bedding, it is seriously unique. It is seriously impressive. It is seriously high quality. It is literally made from the highest quality silk that money can buy, AAA grade. That duvet you're looking at right there has a 10-year guarantee. It's got the Allergy UK seal of approval because dust mites don't like to live in silk. It wicks away 30% of its own weight in moisture, helping to keep you dry at night. It will help to keep you warm in the winter. And here's the bit that's important right now. Cool in the summer. If you're just starting to go, the weather's low. What a gorgeous day it was today, certainly in my neck of the woods. And it's that time we're starting to think about maybe getting the summer duvets out, right? Forget it, you don't need a summer duvet. You can have a summer duvet, an autumn duvet, a spring duvet, and a winter. Winter, that's the one I missed, right? And a winter, all year round. And so these are going to end up becoming incredibly affordable luxuries in your home. And people anecdotally who have Mulberry Silk bedding, particularly the duvets and pillows, they have had them for 10, 15, 20 or more years. This could be the last duvet and pillow you ever, and potentially even mattress, you ever need to buy, at least for a very, very, very long time. Also coming up is what we're going to do before I introduce you to our special guest. I just want to show you the details of everything. The duvets, they are Egyptian cotton on the outside. They are long fibre cotton as well. 220 thread count, so we're talking hotel luxury here. The pillows, you've just got to get these pillows. You will thank me, believe me. This is not bedding that I recommend. This is bedding that I think is a necessity for every human being. £40 is the price. They're normally 60. I have 5 of these. I have 2 on my bed. My son has 2 on his bed. They just don't lose their shape, and they are filled with Mulberry Silk, so helping to keep your head cool during those hotter nights, helping to keep your head dry during those hotter nights. They've got just the right amount of loft so that you get the support you need. Your neck is correctly aligned, your spine is correctly aligned, your airways, excuse me, are correctly aligned, and they are super comfortable. I take mine everywhere I go. Honestly, get yourself, even if you just try one tonight, the big mistake you'll make tonight is not buying enough. So that's the pillow, 654433. We haven't had Mulberry Silk on the air for about 3 months because silk is seasonal. The silkworm, seasonal. They're fed on mulberry leaves exclusively that are seasonal. And when those seasonal commodities, if you want to call it that, are not available, the Mulberry Silk, the official Mulberry Silk company, stop manufacturing. That's why we haven't had this in stock for a long time. So get them while 230 thread count. I think I said 220. Sorry, forgive me. Get them now while you can. I assure you, you will thank me. This is really the only product that I will say to you, you must buy it. I'd say to my friends, if you don't buy this, you are not going to get as good a night's sleep as you possibly can. And will, I believe, with all of this bedding. I'm going to get into all of that throughout the course of the show. Now, your pillows, they take standard size pillowcases. Remember, let me tell you this if you've never heard it before, never seen this before. Don't go putting artificial fibres onto your duvet and your pillow or your mattress, because otherwise you're going to stop all of the magical properties that they have from working. Go silk, go natural, either cotton or silk, Egyptian cotton or silk. And here For your pillows, we have 100% silk pillowcases. They are 100% silk, front and back. They do have an infused cotton inner, only to stop the pillow from slipping out, because silk is very, well, obviously, silky smooth. We've got Arctic, White, Desert and Sage. They are sheer luxury. Get yourself a pillowcase as well. And if you want to go the whole hog, and I really recommend you do, I've just bought one myself. We also have the mattresses too, and they're coming up a little bit later on, and they are also infused with Mulberry Silk. By the way, you'll get the premium pillow top version for the price of the standard non-pillow top version when you buy them from us tonight. Go to shopontv.co.uk. You can scroll down from the live page and see everything. We've even got some lovely water features. Stick one of those on your balcony or outside outside your bedroom if you, I don't know, maybe you've got a bungalow. And they'll help you, what is it, white noise, maybe help you fall asleep. They're lovely, they're really nice. But we've got all of the Mulberry Silk products are available. Get them while you can. We've got all sizes in everything. The only thing I don't think we don't have is the single mattress. That's the only thing, the single size mattress that we don't have. It's quite a claim that I make. If you've got Mulberry Silk, look, I finally got a Shop on TV iPad. If you've got Mulberry Silk, pillow, duvet, whatever it may be, and you know that I'm telling the truth and also speaking wise words to those that don't have Mulberry Silk, drop us an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk, and I will read out your personal testimony. I'd love to hear from you. People who bought it last time, I want to hear how you've been getting on. And the same applies to you when you buy tonight. I'd love to hear from you on the next show, whenever that may be. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here, the man, the myth, the legend. He is the Ray Kennedy, the RK and RK Sales, the exclusive distributor of Mulberry Silk products in this country or fair nation of ours. Here he is. I've already said his name. I'll say it again. Ray Kennedy.
Hi.
Hello, Ray. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Rob. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
And good morning to all the viewers who have taken the trouble to tune in. Hopefully, we can make the next few hours interesting.
I think we shall. I made quite a big claim about this bedding, the duvet. We're starting with the duvet. Am I right, and why am I right?
Well, silk is very special, and what we're using in our products is AAA grade Mulberry Silk. And if you take the trouble to go into, say, Google or Wikipedia and type in all about silk, what they will tell you in no uncertain fashion, they will tell you within the silk industry, Mulberry Silk is considered to be the king of silks. And that's an interesting word, isn't it? King. There can only be one king.
Yes.
Others can aspire to be king, but there can only be one king.
So if I had literally a suitcase full of money, and I could buy anything I wanted, and I wanted to get absolutely the finest silk money could buy, it would be AAA.
Mulberry, AAA, yeah. Now the problem is...
It's in this.
Yeah, nothing else. Within this duvet, there's only two parts to it, Rob. The top cover and the filling within the top cover. Now the top cover is long fibre Egyptian cotton.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know this. If you... long fibre cotton, if you pick cotton using a mechanical device or a machine, the cotton becomes stressed and it breaks, and you get short fibre cotton.
Yeah.
If you pick it by hand, it's a much more gentle process. It doesn't break, so you get long fibre cotton. And the advantage of long fibre cotton is softer, it's more luxurious, it washes better, it lasts longer, and ironically is stronger than short fibre cotton.
Yeah.
So the top cover is Egyptian cotton, long fibre, 230 thread count.
Yes.
Now anything over 180 is considered to be luxury.
Yes.
So you have got luxury in the cover.
Yes.
Now the filling within the top cover is AAA grade Mulberry Silk, which is considered by the silk industry to be the king of silks, the best of the best.
Yes.
So what we've done, we have taken the two most famous fabrics in the world, not made by man, made by nature.
Yeah.
Both of them long-lasting, both of them breathable.
Yes.
We've given them to a company with a stellar reputation for quality. They've manufactured a very high quality product with a 10-year guarantee, And money, 10 years.
Let me stop you there, because a duvet with a 10-year guarantee.
10 years.
So let's say 8 years from now, I've got a problem with my duvet.
Send it back.
They just call you,
Yeah.
and you're replacing.
Now, interestingly enough, when you call our office,
Yeah.
somebody, an actual living person, will lift the telephone and talk to you. A human being.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've been making these duvets now for 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
We export them all over the world.
Yeah.
These are made by the official Mulberry Silk Manufacturing Company Limited.
Mm.
They have the Allergy Board certificate.
Yeah.
I believe you me, Rob.
Yeah.
That is very, very difficult to get.
Yeah, it's right. And it's renewed every
year. To the best of my knowledge, we're the only company currently selling silk duvets in the United Kingdom that have this coveted certificate.
Yeah.
It tells you there that dust mites do not like silk.
Yeah.
When dust mites come near silk, they pack a bag and they emigrate.
It's like the Sahara Desert. A few might wander in and spend the day, but they ain't living there.
No, they don't like silk.
Yeah.
So anybody with allergies, this is the duvet you should certainly try.
Yeah.
And if you get it and try it and you don't like it, and that's highly unlikely, simply lift the telephone, one telephone call, phone us up, send it back. We'll refund every single penny you've paid for it.
Yeah.
We'll refund your money with the same speed and the same civility that we take it from you. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone. This is an all-weather duvet, you know.
Can I just say something to the audience based on what
Yes.
I want to hammer this point home. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to buy this duvet. You are not going to buy this or these pillows. You're not going to buy the pillowcases, or indeed you're not going to buy the mattress. You're going to try them. Now, all right, yes, you're putting down the money in the eventuality that you decide to keep them. But if for any reason you're not happy, you call RK Sales. Every single bedding product has their contact information on it, on the label, and they will refund you. You have essentially a money-back guarantee on everything, and essentially a 10-year money-back guarantee on the duvet. So you're not buying tonight, you're just trying. You're just saying, yeah, because we're making big claims about this that I can substantiate, because I know I sleep under this bedding. I use this bedding. It is the best that money can buy, I believe. But I'm not you. Not everybody is the same. Should we get into? Sorry, go ahead.
The other thing I should mention, Rob, although the guarantee is for 10 years, silk is the second strongest natural fibre in the world. Yeah. It's long lasting. Yeah. The duvets we have in my bed at home are now 30 years old. Wow. My wife washes them on average twice a year. Maybe 3 times. You wash them, a cold wash, 30 degrees. You can tumble dry or line dry. Yeah. And once or twice a year, on a warm sunny day like today, if you hang them over the washing line in the garden, if you're lucky enough to have a garden, the UV rays of the sun totally purify and cleanse it. It really is a very special, unique product. Yes. And here's the best news of all for a viewer. It's important when you buy anything, whether from a regular shop, whether from TV or anywhere else, it's important that you get value for money. Yeah. And this might interest the viewer. We are offering this duvet this morning for a price which is slightly less than we were charging for it when we first launched it on television 22 years ago. Yeah. Slightly less. The shop and TV, they've done wonders. They've kept the price down. Yes. It's a credit to the buyers. Yes. They've kept the price down.
And you can only buy Mulberry's in the United Kingdom. You can only buy Mulberry Silk from Shop on TV. It's exclusive with us, or directly from the RK Sales website. But our prices will always be the lowest.
Yes, your price will be the lowest. And the reason for that is quite simple. You buy very large quantities at an advantageous price. And then you do something wonderful. You pass the saving on to the viewer. Yeah. In other words, you give the viewer value for money. And All we're asking you to do, Rob is quite right, is try it. It's going to keep you warm in the winter, really warm, you know, and it's going to keep you cool in the summer. Now, people say to me, how is that possible?
Ray, how's that possible?
Well, I'll tell you. Well, actually, I'll tell you. The answer is, I don't honestly know. Only one person knows, Mother Nature.
Yeah.
She's had the secret under lock and key for 5,000 years. What I do know is this. Silk is a low conductor of heat. It retains heat in a different fashion to, say, duck, goose feather, or the dreaded polyester.
Yeah.
It will positively keep you warm in the winter. You know, within the bedding industry, silk is known as the great insulator. People who go climbing what I call the big boys mountains, like Mount Everest, K2, right? Everything they wear is lined with silk. Their tents are lined with silk. Their sleeping bags are lined with silk, right? Because they don't sweat when they sleep in the bag, and it keeps them warm. Incidentally, that's an interesting point. Silk, AAA grade mulberry, will wick away. Check this on a computer. Please don't take my word for it. Check it on a computer for your own peace of mind. Silk, well, top quality silk, like mulberry, will wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. So if you share a bed with someone who overheats in bed, and most people do, you know, any lady going through the menopause, that terrible time, when one minute you're cold, the next minute you're hot, hot sweats, cold sweats, please trust me and trust Rob. Buy one of these duvets and try it. As far as your sleeping is concerned, it will change your life. 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat, it'll take away from you. You are going to get the most wonderful night's sleep. It's as simple as that.
Now, there's something that I would like, if I may, to address the elephant in the room.
Right, go for it.
And I'm not talking about me. So, what you've heard so far sounds good, right? But have you noticed this? Which camera is our camera operator on? So, see how thin this is? And you're probably thinking to yourself, how can that possibly keep me warm? Because you think about it like this, the cocoon that a silkworm wraps around itself is designed to protect it against extreme temperatures and weather conditions. So during lockdown, and I was working for a company, a broadcaster, I was on ITV, and we slept in the car park in these porta cabins. Pods,
yeah.
Yes. And this is when I first met Ray, and this is when when Ray, because I was freezing me off in these pods, Ray very kindly let me have a single duvet.
I actually sold you one, Rob.
Well, that's true. All right, you sold me.
My father was a Scottish bookmaker. We don't let anybody have anything.
Exactly. So I'd just been on the air with Ray and talking about the features of silk, which at the time I didn't know whether that was a load of old rubbish or whether it was true. So I took my single duvet back to my sleeping pod. In the middle of winter, it was -7 degrees that night. No heating in the pod whatsoever. And I wrapped myself, I got into my birthday suit, well, you know, they're near enough, got into bed, cold, put my duvet on me, and I waited until I got up to a nice toasty temperature, which I did in a few minutes. And then I thought, I'm going to do an experiment here. And I kept myself wrapped with literally tucked in all around me. And I'm like, I'm going to overheat in a minute. I'm going to overheat in a minute. I'm going to overheat in a minute. And I never did. Because silk has this property where when you reach that sort of ideal temperature, it dissipates the superfluous heat. And it gives you a bespoke night's sleep. So if you're somebody who runs hot, you'll only get as hot as is comfortable for you. And if you sleep with somebody who runs incredibly cold, they too will reach the right temperature for them, but no more. And that's what the special point with these duvets. Even at that thickness, this will keep you absolutely toasty warm. And I've tried it in -7. And as I say, you go skiing, you go mountain climbing, any of that outdoor stuff, in the winter, silk is the insulator. And again, you can put this whole, so I've got a super king size. The whole thing will go in a standard size 7.5 kilo washing machine. I wash mine, I don't know, once a month, something like that. Same with the pillows. So, and in fact, actually, you can see it here. Every duvet comes with a little vanity window, a little zip, and you open it up, and you can see inside and feel for yourself the amazing mulberry silk. And why is that all? Why is it so long, Ray?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how we get the silk. We take the silkworm. Incidentally, before I mention that, can I just, you're quite right to mention about how thin it is.
Yeah.
Now, please don't confuse bulk with warmth. You don't need bulk when you're sleeping under silk. It is a cocoon fiber.
Yes.
It's designed, not by man, by Mother Nature, to gently fold itself around you and stay there. It doesn't walk away in the middle of the night. You don't waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, one leg dangling out the bed, backside sticking out the duvet.
Right.
Duvet on, duvet off, duvet on, duvet off, covered in sweat. With silk, you gently slip underneath, it folds itself around you, and you get a lovely, peaceful, restful night's sleep. Now, long fiber silk, how do we get it? We take the silkworm, we place it in a large metal tray.
So the cocoons, once they've...
Yeah, the worm, roughly, yes, the cocoon. This is how we get it. We take the silkworm, we place it in a large metal tray, roughly the size of this bed. We place the tray containing the worm, Rob, into a darkened room, and we keep it there for 35, 36 days. Yeah. And we feed the worm exclusively in mulberry leaves.
My apologies, I confused you. Yes, so this is when you're feeding the worms. So they're not the cocoons, they're the worms.
Feed it exclusively in mulberry leaves. Yes. Now, after 35, 36 days, it spits the cocoon off.
Yeah.
We place that in tepid water, and all the silk floats off in one piece. Right. Now, this might surprise you, and it might surprise some of the viewers watching. Each strand of silk within this duvet, believe it or believe it not, unbroken in one piece, is over 1 mile long. God. So that means they can stitch it all the way around the perimeter because it's long and it's unbroken. Yeah. Now, they do that by hand, and it can take 2 skilled operators 1 day, sometimes even a bit longer, to make one duvet. Wow. After they've anchored it around the perimeter, they pull it towards themselves, and they put these box cassettes in by machine. Now that means when you wash it, remember a cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dry or line dry. When you wash it, it cannot and it will not lose shape. Right. All the silk won't bunch up at the bottom or at the top or at one side. It's anchored, it's held. So when you sleep under it, you get an even distribution of heat. And as I said earlier, you get the most beautiful night's sleep. You know, Rob, I go to roughly, well, the company does. I don't go to as many as I used to because I'm getting on in years now. But we exhibit at approximately 60, 70 retail exhibitions every year. We go back to the same exhibition year in, year out, year in, year out, on the same location, selling the same products. And the people come up to us very often. They just walk past our stand. They give us a thumbs up like this. They say, got one, wonderful. Yeah. And it's very nice. Yeah. You know, when people come past your stand, they give you a little wave. They're happy with the product. People say, oh, I've had mine 10 years. I've had mine 15 years. One lady was telling me, she came from Ripley in Yorkshire. And she said, you know, she said, I bought one of your duvets. She said, it must be 33, 34 years ago, still going strong. Yeah, yeah. And remember, as we mentioned earlier at the beginning of this show, if you do decide to buy one this morning, and I hope you do, because it's a very special product, you know. If you do decide to buy one, you are getting it at a price which is slightly lower than the price we first charged for it 22 years ago. wonderful value for money.
Can I just say, if you're using the telephone to get through, we actually have queues on the phone at the moment. So if you wouldn't mind, we will get to you as soon as we possibly can. 033 33 241 241. It's always good to order online during these shows as well. shopontv.co.uk if you can. What I was going to say is, in each duvet, we reckon there's about 9 miles of silk?
About 10 miles.
10 miles of silk.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a lot of silk, you know.
If you think that's it is a lot of silk. And if you think that's standard, it ain't. First of all, if you don't believe anything we're saying, you think we're talking a load of old bunkum, go have a Google and put in Mulberry Silk, AAA grade Mulberry Silk duvet. Now, you might find a company or two that sell it, not from the official Mulberry Silk company, of course, but be careful what you buy, because you'll find it's more expensive. And I don't think you'll find anything close to this price.
Well, you're quite right to mention that to the viewers, because what some companies do, and they're allowed to do this in Britain, we think is wrong, but what some companies do is this. They put a silk label on the product, but what they do, they put a small quantity of silk into the product, usually 30%. And the other 70%, they take cotton, polyester, rayon, and they polish it so it looks like silk.
Yeah.
Now, to the untrained eye, you can't tell the difference. But the performance, because it's not pure silk, it's a silk mix. Yeah. The performance is nowhere near.
Most of them are silk.
What I'm trying to say, and what you're saying, this is the real McCoy.
It's got two ingredients: silk, cotton.
Egyptian cotton, long fibre, AAA grade Mulberry Silk, 10-year warranty, money-back guarantee, a price that's wonderful, and a company, I think it's fair to say, we have a reputation for giving good after-sales service. Allergy board approved, no dust mites. One of my sons is here with me tonight. I have 4 sons. One of them's here with me, Martin, and he suffers in the summer months with hay fever. Anybody who's got allergies, I'm not saying silk will cure them, but what I can tell you, if you buy a silk-filled duvet, the allergy board are telling you dust mites are the enemy. There's no dust mites on our duvets. They've tested it and they've approved it.
We have an email, I just noticed. Sorry, please forgive me. This is a question about the pillows. This is Dave from Belfast. Hello, Rob Lock with an E. Hello, Dave. How are you? Good to see you on Shop on TV. I'm thinking of buying the duvet and the pillows. Can I ask if the pillows would suit me, as I move a lot in my sleep? Will the pillows go flat? I usually swap my partner's pillow to mine. Nice one. I usually use 3 pillows, but the top pillow is the most important one. Any suggestions? You probably only need one of these. I used to sleep with 2 pillows.
Rob.
Go on, Ray. Do you want to handle that?
Dave was
David, yeah.
Dave, I lived in Northern Ireland for 3 years in Belfast. In Carrickfergus, just outside Belfast. My youngest son, Scott, was born in Belfast. And for many years, I've sold these products at the Royal Ulster Show and many other shows in Ireland, both north and south. And I can tell you, our pillows, we have sold so many in Ireland. They've got a wonderful reputation. Please buy them and try them. They will not go flat. You can wash them as often as you want.
Do you want to show that? Dave, we can demonstrate how, because the only part of the pillow that is not natural is there's a fibre core, isn't there? Purely to
explain this quickly to the viewer and to Dave. Dave, how this pillow came about. Here in the United Kingdom, we were dealing with a company, a TV company, for 20 odd years. About 7 or 8 years ago, the buyer came along. She said, the customers love your duvets. Could you please make a pillow to the same high standards? We went back to our head office in Vancouver, in Canada. We have a research and development department there, Rob, and we went to work making a pillow. Now, we took our time. There's an old saying, the devil is in the detail.
For sure.
And we believe that, so we took our time. It took us roughly 2.5 years to get this pillow ready to be sold to the public. Now, when we had it ready to be sold to the public, we brought it back to UK to sell it from Canada, right? Now, at this point I should mention, the Bedding Association reckon if all pillows, listen to this, Rob, this is interesting. They reckon if all pillows were sold with a money-back guarantee, they're not, but if they were, they reckon the percentage it would be returned could be as high as 60 or 65%.
I believe it.
I'll ask you a question.
Most pillows are just rubbish.
I'll ask you a question.
Aren't they? Yeah.
How many pillows do you think are thrown away every year in Britain, go into landfill?
Ooh. A million. No, probably more.
1 million?
Yeah.
7 million.
7.
Now, I checked that figure this morning before I left home to make sure I was speaking accurate figures.
Yes.
7 million.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why 7 million pillows go into landfill...
Because they're rubbish.
They're filled with rubbish. You know, I was in one of the largest retailers in Britain. They had a pile of pillows.
Yeah.
They were filled with, you know when you buy a bottle of water and you drink the water and the bottle's empty?
Yes.
They had reground the bottle.
Right, yeah.
And they'd filled the pillow with broken bottles. And they were selling them at £6 each. And people buy these pillows, and after they bought them, they think, rubbish. Now, these are filled. We tell you on the label exactly what's in this pillow. We're not trying to hoodwink anyone.
No.
In the middle, you have a little pocket of fibre to give it body and give support for your shoulders and your neck and your head. All the way around that, it tells you here on the label, you have layer after layer after layer after layer of AAA grade mulberry silk. Not any old silk, AAA grade mulberry, the best of the best. The top cover Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. So if Dave's still listening, if I haven't bored him to tears, Dave, this is what you're being offered tonight. I sell this pillow on my website. Each pillow, £60 and £5 postage. And to use a modern phrase, I'm not ripping people off. You can buy them from Shop and TV, each pillow, for £40, £20 less than I charge on the website. The reason being, Shop and TV, as I mentioned earlier, they buy very large quantities, sell them at a very affordable price. So that's the advantage of this pillow. When we started selling them, when we brought them back to the United Kingdom, this will shock you, Rob. In the first 13 months, we sold 86,000 pillows.
Wow.
Right? We didn't get 60 or 65% returned. We got 19 individual pillows returned out of 86,000. We were dancing around our offices. We were so happy because we had taken our time. We had manufactured something special. It will never lose shape.
Right, so Dave, see,
it's as simple as that.
It keeps its shape. But can I, look, I'm a customer here, and I went viral a few years ago with this very duvet set because I spoke my truth. And I never thought in my entire life that I would get so excited about a blooming duvet and a pillow. But the reason is because they are transformative. When you don't sleep properly, you don't even necessarily know you're not sleeping properly. You sometimes wake up and say, oh, I slept funny, right? Or you wake up and you've had 8 hours in the bed and yet you still feel tired. That's toxic sleep. You're not sleeping deeply. There are 5 stages of sleep you have to go through. Fully. You can't kind of go halfway, wake up and then go back and pick up where you left off. You start from the beginning again. If you're not getting that sleep, a lot of it is obviously, you know, ambient noise is important. The odor in the room, you know, get some nice essential oils or something is always recommended. Temperature is very important. But this is where the duvets and the pillows start kicking in, right? You have a situation where, because you are always maintained at the right temperature for you, even if 2 of you are sleeping together in the bed, you could have a big bed with 10 people in it. Every single person would be just the right temperature because of the natural properties of the silk in the duvet. So you don't wake up in the night. You don't get too hot, take the duvet off. And then all of a sudden you start getting cold and you put the duvet back on. That's twice you've been woken up. That's twice your sleep's been interrupted. Instead, you stay wrapped in this and you sleep all the way through and you wake up feeling, but we spend a third of our lives in bed. Now, here's what I want to say to you. We have, hundreds and hundreds of you are buying these now. Good. And in fact, 20% of the stock of the pillow already gone.
That's amazing. I know how many ordered.
Yeah, big stock as well. Here's what you need to, and there are hundreds of you on the website. Here's what you absolutely need to know. And I swear on my life, my son's life, my parents' lives, the lives of all of my friends and loved ones. This is the best duvet you can buy and the best pillow you can buy. Again, in my experience and my personal testimony. But everyone else that's tried it that I know now says the same thing. They're converts. Because it seems so stupid. It's just a duvet. But it's not just a duvet. All the other stuff that's out there, the hollow fibre duvets, rubbish, I think. Because, the heat just gets hot. It just gets retained. You get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And in the end, it's... And then you get too cold and you're doing this all blooming night long with a hollow fibre duvet. Plus, you sweat into them. Guess what likes to live in sweat and moisture? Bacteria, dust mites, and goodness knows what else. So, after a certain period of time, the weight of your duvet, a large proportion of that is dead dust mites. They're, the living dust mites and the feces that they leave behind. And if you're allergic to it's actually the feces that's the allergen, then, an asthma sufferer or something, that is what you get, what you breathe in. You're not going to have the problem with this. And also, try putting a regular duvet into a washing machine. You can't do it, can you? You know this. Am I talking anything that's groundbreaking, life-changing here? No, you know this already. You'd have to take it to a specialist, like a laundry or something. But they're not even washable, because then all of the hollow fibre's all clumped. If you've got feather, or like with a feather pillow, you put your head on a feather pillow, what happens? All the feathers all part to the side, and your head goes, and it's about an inch away from the bed. So that's when you start stacking up. I got offered, when I first moved back to England in 2018 from the US, I went to buy a bed, and I used to live in America apparently, and I was offered a pack of 4 hollow fibre pillows for 20 quid. I thought, all my birthdays and Christmases have come at once. I bought them. I used them once. I needed all 4 just to get any kind of support. My head got hot within about 3 minutes. They were awful, and I threw them away. With this pillow, I've had my Mulberry Silk pillow now. When was lockdown? 2019, 2020?
Yeah, 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago.
Right, so I've had my pillows, all of them, for 4.5 years, and I wash them once a month. Now, in the summer, when I get really hot and I sweat, because I don't have air conditioning in the house, the pillows get yellow with sweat. You put them in the washing machine, and here's a little tip for you. You can use regular, laundry detergent, either a powder or a gel or a tablet, or whatever you use. You can use fabric softener if you want. You don't have to, but you can. But if they stain, it's really simple. So there are other makes out there, but Vanish make a gel specifically that is kind to silk. You can't use the oxy powders on silk, but you can use a liquid. So just make sure you check that if you're using a sort of a whitening or a brightening agent, A, that it's not bleach based, but also that it is approved for silk. That's all I would suggest. And I put them in the washing machine. They come out completely good as new.
Well, here's an interesting thing, Rob. I was listening to what you were saying there. Now, I hope the viewers don't think I'm being boastful when I say this, but we are in a position where we can sell more than we can manufacture. Yeah. That's why we haven't been here for 3 months.
Because you stop making them, don't you, as soon as the silk's not available?
If we can't get the quality of silk we need, we're not interested in a lower quality, like raw silk, like wild silk, or like Tussa silk. We're only interested in AAA grade mulberry. Yeah. Now, so we're in a fortunate position that we can sell more than we can make, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. And we thank the viewers for supporting us. Yeah. But we sell more duvets in the summer than we do in the winter.
Because they don't just stop, you don't just not get hot, they actually help cool you down.
Correct. Now, in the summer, when I'm doing a live presentation at an exhibition, people can actually come up to our stand, they can touch the duvet. Yeah. And we can talk to the people and they can tell us what's going on. And they will tell you that, I would say 10% of all the people I speak to, they're perfectly happy with the duvet they have in the bed. They don't want one of my duvets. The other 90%, every single one of them, they all have the same complaint.
Yeah.
They get too hot in bed. Not too cold, too hot.
Too hot, yeah.
They're waking up, especially in the summer,
Yeah.
covered in sweat, 4 o'clock in the morning, when they should be asleep.
Yeah.
And they're waking up because they're too hot. Some people might say, open the window. Well, my wife won't have the window open in the summer because
It's the worst
insects
thing
come in.
Yeah, and that's the worst
All
thing. The hot
sorts of
air
stuff
comes in, yeah.
All sorts of stuff can come in.
I know.
In the hot weather, you know, wasps,
Yeah,
insects, all sorts of stuff. So people in the summer months overheat tremendously. That's just another massive advantage.
And why
of
you need to
sleeping
buy
under
one
silk.
now, because
Yes.
it's about to get to that. It literally is about to get to that point. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out your baskets. Look, I want to reiterate a couple of things, and let me first of all, here are the prices, right? Just to sort of lay it out in one sort of table. All sizes are in stock. So the single is normally 169. You've got it for 139 pounds. It's guaranteed for 10 years. So even if it just disintegrated or vanished after 10 years, which it won't, then that's £13 a year for your duvet. Try and buy a hollow fibre, or one of the rubbish pillows out there that's on sale. It's the old saying, isn't it? You buy cheap, you pay twice. Well, in this case, you buy cheap because you'll buy probably 20 pillows in a lifetime, if not more, or duvets for that matter. Maybe slightly less, but still 179 for the double. And actually, you can get the size above your bed. So if you've got a single, you get a duvet, and then you get the hotel drape. So we've got a double bed here, and we put a king size on. You get that lovely hotel drape, and so they're 199 for the king and 219 for the super king. And the only other place you can get these is from RK directly. We will always have the lowest prices, and the delivery of £4.95. If basically, by the way, we're at 30% of the overall stock. If everyone checks out right now, I just want to say this: two things. I want to give you some confidence here. Maybe you're watching for the first time on ITV, and you're like, "What's this shop on TV malarkey?" Well, first of all, hi. Hello there. The Shop on TV, we are the official shopping show on ITV. This is a partnership with ITV and STV. We broadcast on ITV's license. We're, literally every night. There are a couple of nights a year that they have things like Olympics and, Oscars and Christmas and stuff. But about 360 days a year, we're on the air every night from midnight to 3 or between midnight and 3 a.m. So I want you to understand this. Where's your money going when you buy? You are buying from a company it's an ITV and STV partnership. We are governed by the strictest standards, Ofcom, Advertising Standards Authority. Our big boss at ITV is on the board of the Advertising Standards Authority and Ofcom. So your money's safe. That's number one. We've got more oversight than any other company, or any company on the internet for that matter, because the internet doesn't have any oversight whatsoever. So trust, peace of mind. You know that you're buying from a trusted source. That's the first thing. Number two, it doesn't matter what you spend tonight. Over time, you're going to save because you won't have to buy multiple duvets or multiple pillows, and you're going to sleep better, much better than you've ever slept before, I believe. But here's the thing. It's absolutely, totally safe to buy it, whether it be the duvet or it be the pillow or it be the mattress, because you've got a full money back guarantee. That's not even anything to do with Shop on TV. If you buy one of these, when you buy one of these products, if you're not happy in 2 days, in 2 weeks, in 2 months, you make a phone call, you get your money back. No question. Where else can you do it? You certainly can't do it with pillows. Once you buy pillows, you can't take them back. So what happens? You buy them, they're rubbish, you're stuck with them. You throw them away, they go into landfill. With this,
7 million a year.
7 million a year.
It's frightening, isn't it?
It really, really is. And I wanted to say also to Dave, who had that email earlier, you get just the right amount of support with a Mulberry Silk. What I do, I don't do the Superman pose where I sort of feel
That's
you
how
sleep
I
on your arm.
sleep, actually.
But what I do is, if you need a little bit more lift, you can just tuck the corner of the pillow under, and that gives me a little bit more of an oomph.
They never lose shape, Rob.
They never lose shape. I've
You
nearly
can
5
wash them
years.
as often as you want. Now, here's another thing that might interest the viewers.
Oh, Vicky Nash, hello, by the way. She's watching, yeah.
I go to different countries,
Hiya.
and different TV studios I go into. In every TV studio I've been in for the last 35, 36 years selling these products, pillow, duvets, etc., every single presenter in the building eventually ends up buying one of these.
Yeah.
Every single person in the building.
Can I just say, everyone's got to check out, we're going to run out of stock if we're not careful, about almost a third of the overall stock of the duvet. It's been, since February was the last show, we're pushing on for about a third of the stock of the pillow, I believe, as well, and again, massive stocks.
Massive stock.
You have to pay for them, you have to get them. If you don't get them, you can't find out how good they are. And as I say, your money is safe. So credit card, debit card, PayPal. Now you've got PayPal Pay in 3. You can spend between £30 and £2,000 with PayPal Pay in 3. So just load up your basket. If you want to deck out your whole house with all of the Mulberry Silk, your money's safe. You'll get your money back if you don't like them. It's as simple as that. So just, there's the website, add them to the basket, go and check out, select PayPal as your payment method.
Rob, you're quite right to stress to the viewer that the money will be safe.
Yeah.
You're a reputable company, partnered with ITV.
So are you, of course.
I've been in business for 66 years.
Right.
We're in Warrington tonight in the studio here.
Yes.
When I was 16 years old, I was a demonstrator in a department store in Liverpool called Lewis's of Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
So I started very young, and here I am 67 years later, still retailing to the public. I can assure you, when you buy anything from Shop and TV,
yeah.
there is no problem. Your money is 100% safe.
Yeah. But so please do check out, or you'll miss out. I'm going to get a bit on my soapbox in a minute, but I just want to say first, Terry, hello Terry, how are you? Terry says, I have one of these quilts. I've had it for years. It's the best quilt I've ever had. I mean, it's as simple as that. Here's a question for you: do you sleep? If you do, which of course is a redundant question because everybody has to. How well do you sleep? I bet you most people watching, unless they've got Mulberry Silk products, don't sleep as well. I bet you, if you think about it, you don't sleep as well as you want to, do you, really? If you're absolutely honest with yourselves. This is such a simple fix. It's such a basic thing. You know, pillows haven't changed in centuries, or millennia even. You know, it's a sack with a filling in it. It's about having the right filling. These are made with the highest quality AAA grade Mulberry Silk, which has temperature management properties, so it helps keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. It naturally wicks away 30% of its weight in moisture, helping to keep you dry. It's machine washable. It's all full length Mulberry Silk as well. This is not little chips and little bits and little offcuts.
Each strand is over a mile long.
Over a mile long.
At least a mile long, and most of them over a mile long.
Yeah.
And they really are just the most perfect pillow. I mean, I'm just asking you to trust us when we say that.
Yeah.
And you can have a money-back guarantee.
We've had a good one. This is from Mel. Hi Mel, how you doing? I bought my second Mulberry duvet from you recently. That says it all, doesn't it?
Hi Mel.
Mel. It's so cool in summer and warm in winter. I can't cope with heavy duvets, but this has changed my sleep patterns. I have now treated myself to 2 pillows because this man is so genuine. I can't wait to try. It's not just that Ray's genuine, and I am too. It's that the product's genuine. This is the problem. We are showered with so much garbage in terms of products. This is what Shop on TV was.
So much rubbish around.
Rubbish. Shop on TV is the filter for rubbish. We don't allow rubbish on the air.
You're quite right. That way you'll last. That's why I'm still in business 67 years later.
Yeah.
Because why sell rubbish? Because it's bad policy.
Carol's asking, very rightly so, she would like to know, how can a duvet regulate temperature when everyone has a different core temperature? That is a very, very good question.
Well,
we can answer
silk is a low conductor of heat.
Yeah.
Now, the lady's name was Carol, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, Carol, the honest answer to your question is quite simple. The only person who knows the secret of silk is Mother Nature. She's had the secret under lock and key for 5,000 years. The answer I've given you, I'm not trying to evade answering totally your question. The answer is nobody knows. What we do know...
Well, actually, I can answer that.
What we do know, Rob, is silk is a low conductor of heat.
Yeah.
It retains heat in a different fashion to say duck, goose feather, and man-made fibers.
Yeah.
It will keep you warm in the winter. You know, we're a Canadian company, Mulberry Silk. I'll be in Canada in 10 days' time selling these. In the winter time, I go up as far as Quebec. It can be minus 25 there in the winter in Quebec. In the summer, it can be a normal temperature.
Yeah.
It just self-regulates.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
to put it into context, so yes, we all have different core temperatures. Now, all that means is that we dissipate heat at a different rate, right? So think of it like this. If you had two sources of water, a jug and a hose, right? And you were filling up a bucket that when it was almost full, it tipped over and emptied, right? It might take a little bit longer with the jug after jug after jug than it would with the hose, but eventually both would fill the bucket up and it would tip over and empty. It's kind of, that's the way I view it with the duvet. Your core temperature will build the temperature up in the duvet to a certain point, but silk has the ability to dissipate a certain amount of heat.
And the other thing we haven't mentioned, and sorry, I apologize, I should have mentioned this. Another advantage of silk, pure silk, AAA grade mulberry, not a silk mix, pure silk. This is the best of silk, right? Very often when two people share a bed, for instance, my wife likes, even in the winter, she likes the bedroom window to be slightly open, right? I like it closed, right?
Yeah.
So in the winter. Now, when two people share a bed, 9 times out of 10, Rob, one person likes the bed warm, one likes it less warm.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the amazing thing is, and this may answer your question, actually, the two people can sleep under silk who like a different temperature in bed, and they can both be perfectly comfortable because it self-regulates.
Yeah.
Mother Nature, it makes
It's like
sure
a pressure
of that.
cooker. It's like it's like a pressure cooker relieves pressure. You know, you can heat a pressure cooker up slowly, or you can heat it up quickly. You know, I hope that I explained.
The other answer to that lady's question is quite simple. Trust us, buy one. If you don't like it, return it.
Yeah, if
We'll
it's,
refund
if
your
it's
money.
not true, we'll give you your money back. It's as simple
No
as that.
arguing, no fighting on the telephone. But we have been selling them in 35 countries throughout the world for nearly 36 years now. We have a stellar reputation for quality. I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah.
Try and see how you feel.
I've got to say, Ray, if I've never known a company that is, you know, a lot of people won't give you a money back guarantee, or if they do, it's restricted. You're so open about it. If you're not happy,
you know why
we'll
that
take
is,
care of
Rob?
you.
You know why that is?
Because it's such a good product.
With the pillow,
Yeah.
we sold 86,000 and get 19 returned in 1 year, 13 months. Now, if
45, but sorry, Ray, I'm so sorry, mate. It's gone bananas. 45% of the stock of the duvet in total, all of the sizes combined,
that's an awful lot of duvets.
is now spoken for. And 40% of the pillows you've got to check out now. Are you gonna? What time are we? 1:03. This is all going to sell out, and then it won't be in stock again for a while. Can I just do this is an amazing testimonial here. Keep your emails coming. Thank you for these. David says, thank you for explaining. I've ordered the duvet and the 2 pillows. Thank you for explaining the benefits. The 10-year guarantee is a great peace of mind. Well, right. I mean, where else do you get any guarantee on a pillow or a duvet, let alone 10 years?
That David, the gentleman from Belfast.
Yes, exactly.
Well done, David.
Yeah, he said, hopefully I'll no longer need to put a leg out of the bed to cool down. It'll be a great after a night shift, and no longer will have to swap the pillows with my partners. Can't wait till it arrives. Hopefully the last duvet and pillows I'll ever buy. Do us a favour, David, when we're on the air next, if you happen to catch us, will you drop us an email and let us know how you got on? That would be, I'd really appreciate that. Kim says, my partner Ron wants to know if the silk duvet and pillow can be used either a duvet cover and pillowcase, or are they just as they are? Oh no, it's entirely up to you. They will take standard size duvet covers and pillowcases, but standard UK size. In America, they have a thing called a comforter. So these are so lovely. I tend not to put duvet covers on them. But please, 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 for the love of Malcolm, if you're going to put duvet covers or pillowcases on your bedding, only get cotton, Egyptian cotton. You can go to Amazon and for about 30 quid, you'll get a really good, really high luxury thread count, long fibre Egyptian cotton duvet set. If you put polyester on top of silk, it's going to block all of the properties of the silk. So
And
you're going to get
you
hot.
say, Rob, quite rightly, in Canada and America, an awful lot of people don't bother with the top cover because the top cover on the actual duvet is long fibre.
It's already silk. Yeah, and you can machine wash it. So
and it's so soft and so beautiful, you know.
Yeah. Kim says, where are we? Sorry, Kim says, my partner Ron wants to know if the silk... Oh, did I do that one already? Oh, sorry, duh. Sorry, it's Michelle, apologies. Hi, I've bought the mattress and the pillows and the pillowcases. I can't wait to try them. I don't know how to say this. Look, there's a reason I said the phrase, I no longer swear at my duvet, I swear by it. I want to tell you, so I'm going to say this again. I'm going to be very clear. This is what made me the accidental David Brent for TikTok. I don't get any money out of selling this bedding, except for my daily rate. I would say I don't get out of bed for less than 10 grand a day, but that's why I sleep a lot. No, I get a decent day's money. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, it's not as much as I used to earn because that's just the way the market's gone. But it's, you know, I can put a roof over my head, I can put food on the table, and I might even be able to afford a car soon. So, but the point is, Ray does not pay me any commission or anything at all for the enthusiasm and my endorsement of this duvet. And I guarantee you, as sure as hellfire, if this was a load of old rubbish, I would not be sitting here saying the things that I'm saying. You will never hear me be this enthusiastic about any product unless I blooming love it. And I'm telling you, getting on for 6 years, I've slept with Mulberry Silk. I've recommended it to all my friends. My son has it. All the people I care about have it. Do you know what? I've even got a spare Mulberry Silk duvet. It's a single one. It saved me, I found out the other day, because I had my water heater, the meter on my water heater changed, because I don't have gas. So all of our heating and hot water is done by electricity. And my building tried to charge me an additional £300, which we won't get into that. But the point is, that's because I turned the heating on this year. Because I thought, well, I'm earning a little bit of money now. I can afford to turn the heating on. I'm not going to do it anymore. Do you know what I did before? For 5 blooming years, do you know what I did? If it got cold in the flat, I had a single Mulberry Silk duvet that my son and I would share. If we were watching telly, we'd wrap ourselves up in it. And that cost me 100 and something quid. And that's a hell of a lot cheaper than electricity. The duvet net, we've got less than half the stock remaining. We're only a third of the way through the show. And please, if you can use the website, shopontv.co.uk, do. The phone lines are still very busy. We've got as many operators on as we can. We will get to you, I promise. Please, whatever you do before you go to bed, get yourself a Mulberry Silk duvet. So I'm going to say this. If you were my best friend, and I don't know all of you, but I thank you for watching, and I thank you for listening, and I thank you for trusting that when you buy this duvet and when you buy these pillows and etc. If you were my best friend, and I've said this to my best friend, when asked, is the Mulberry Silk really that good? I said, you'd be a blooming idiot not to get it. I said it to the CEO of our company, Jamie. Hello, Jamie, I know he's watching. Guess what he sleeps under? Mulberry Silk. Is there anyone in the crew tonight that doesn't have Mulberry Silk?
No.
Everyone's got one. And we've all paid for it.
And the reason they've got one, they've been told by other presenters to get one. Every single TV studio I go into, eventually, every single person ends up sleeping under Mulberry Silk.
Yeah.
Now, they might sell other products, but the one they choose is Mulberry Silk.
Do you think, Ray, also, if I'd slept under Mulberry Silk and it was a load of rubbish, that I'd sit here now and say the things I'm saying?
No, Rob, because I know you over the years now, and I know you, and I know that you're a very genuine person.
I was once told I was too honest to work in this business. But that Shop on TV is the honest shopping channel. We're not even a channel, we're a shopping show.
You're partnered with ITV.
Yeah.
It's not a Mickey Mouse.
They don't let any old
It's not a Mickey Mouse company.
No.
If you're partnered with ITV, you have to be spot on.
Yeah.
Everything you claim has to be proven.
Yeah.
And as I'll say it again, I've been in business for 60 odd years, nearly 70 years.
Yeah.
That shows you how old I am. And I must tell you, if you buy anything tonight, if you don't like it, and that's very unlikely, we will refund your money.
Yeah.
No arguing.
Can I just say, if you want to dip your toe in the water, get a pillow. You'll regret that you didn't get the duvet. I know you will, but or buy a duvet, or if you can stretch to a duvet and a pillow, that would be the ideal, because you can get your money back anyway. You'll get every penny back except the P&P, because we have to pay the postman, right? So you've got everything to gain. Everything you can prove to yourself. You can do the test that I did, and then when you go, blooming heck, he's right, And so actually, these are all genuine email testimonials we're getting. So Colin said, started with the duvet, then bought the pillows, then the pillowcases, and ultimately the mattress. Well, there you go, right, Colin, eh? Amazing product, luxury item at affordable prices. Most importantly, everything Rob and Ray are saying is true. Buy them, you won't regret it.
Here's the interesting thing what Andrew's saying there.
Colin.
Affordable prices. Now, there might be one or two people watching saying to themselves, well, hold on a minute. Rob and Ray are telling me this is the best product I can possibly get to help me get a good night's sleep. Why is the price so low? Because the price is incredibly low. Here's the reason why. Normally, when you manufacture a product such as this, when you're ready to sell it to the public, you take it to a distributor. He then sells it to a wholesaler. The wholesaler sells it to the retailer. And each one of those people, Rob, add on a margin of profit.
Yeah.
Quite rightly. They're not doing anything wrong.
No.
They're just trying to make a living.
Well, then also they put glossy magazine, billboard, television ad. Customer pays for that.
We only have one partner. We call them partners in every country.
Yeah.
It's Shop on TV.
Yes.
We have cut out the distributor, the wholesaler, and the high-price retailer.
You've cut out what they used to call the middleman.
The middleman. Three middlemen.
Not
one, three.
Well, then also they get a celebrity endorsement, put a fancy name on it, and charge you 5 times as much.
Correct.
Alicia said, hi, Alicia, how are you doing? Thank you for watching. This is great. So she says, by the way, these are legitimate, absolutely genuine emails.
They have to be.
We can prove it. We've got a lot there. They're just being sent to my iPad so I can read them. Alicia says, hello, I was a bit skeptical. I'm so glad you used the S word. I'm a bit skeptical. Good. I want people to be skeptical, because then their expectations will just be exceeded beyond all compare. So I was a bit skeptical about purchasing the Mulberry Silk duvet, but I took the plunge and bought it together with 2 pillows. I have to say it was one of my best purchases ever. Not only it feels absolutely wonderful, but temperature-wise, it is perfect at any time of the year. Oh, and I purchased the king size for my king size for her double bed. It looks amazing. So for those who out there skeptical as I was, I'd say buy it. You have nothing to lose and endless nights of comfort to gain.
Yeah.
Nigel says, hi guys, seen these adverts before and was always interested. Tonight can't sleep. Come down, put on TV, and decided to buy the quilt and 2 pillows. Nigel, the only thing I can say is, with great dismay, you'll be so busy sleeping well after this that you won't be watching me anymore.
Well, quite interesting. As you know, and I've mentioned to the viewers once or twice this evening, at a live exhibition, we go back to the same exhibition year in, year in, year in, year out.
Yeah.
Now, very often I get a customer comes up to me and they say, I've been watching you for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. This year I'm going to buy one. And they do.
Yeah.
Maybe a year or 2 years further on, they come to the exhibition, they say, I bought one of your duvets and it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And they all say the same thing. I wish I had bought it years
ago. I know. So tell us about is it the caravan show?
Oh, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
We exhibit.
I love this story.
Yeah, it's lovely, actually. We exhibit at every major caravan show in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
And we have done for 60 odd years. And for 36 or 37 of those years, we've sold silk products.
Yeah.
Now, most of the caravan shows in the summer months are held Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So what happens is the customers come along in their motorhome or the caravan, say on a Friday afternoon. They set the caravan up, put their awning out, get the tables and the chairs and everything out. Then they start to wander around the trade stands to buy little bits and pieces to make the caravan holidays a little bit more comfortable.
Sure.
And very often I get a customer who'll come up and they're not quite certain if they want a duvet.
Yes.
They can't make their mind up. So what I say is quite simple. I say, look, your bed is in your caravan. Buy one, try it tonight.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, bring it back tomorrow morning and I'll refund your money. Now, most people buy one given that chance.
Sure.
The following morning after people buy one, 30 to 35, maybe even 40% of the people come back to buy a second duvet.
Yeah.
Now,
And all they got to do is walk a few yards to go get their money back. And they buy another one.
But here's the interesting thing. Ask yourself this question. A customer, say a married couple or two people who share a bed, they've slept under, say, duck, goose feather, man-made fibre for 25, 30, 40 years. They sleep under this for one night and immediately the second duvet is for their home.
Yeah, well, it's transformative. I mean, the feather products, I mean, I'm horribly allergic to those.
Allergy board approved.
Well, I was going to say, we're going to talk more about that. We're going to dive deeper. By the way, if there's anything you want to know, the reason we're live on ITV and STV is so that you can ask us questions and we can, we want you to be happy before you buy. Can I make a recommendation? It's entirely up to you. And this is going to sound like I'm just trying to flog you more duvets. I'm not trying to flog you anything. If you're skeptical, don't buy it, miss out, that's on you. And I know that's a harsh thing to say, but I'm never going to change your mind. If you're one of those people that are like, oh, I've done this for blooming years and I'm not changing my mind, what can I do? I can lead the horse to water, but I cannot make it drink. I can lead you to the duvet, but I cannot make you sleep well unless you buy it. So obviously I'm being flippant for comedy purposes, or at least my version of comedy. But I want to say this is what I really genuinely recommend you do, because we have an unprecedented show going on here tonight. Well, because it's been so long since we've had this in stock, everyone's just been desperate for it, and it's selling out left, right and centre, or will be soon. So look, how many rooms have you got in your home that are used regularly? Get whatever you need and can afford for, maybe you've got kids. You know, how many times do we shout at the kids, go to sleep, I can't, I'm too hot, or I can't, I'm too cold, I'll just go to sleep anyway. And yet it's because we bought them rubbishy £15 or £20 or £30 duvets from the local, department store, and they're rubbish. If you buy your teenage kids these duvets now, they'll be middle-aged before they need to replace them, probably. If you are already middle-aged and you buy these duvets now, they could outlive you. And I'm not joking. So, you're going to save money over all the years of pillows and duvets that you don't have to buy a refresh, because they get full of sweat and they clump up and they go bad and they get full of dust mites and droppings and dust mite carcasses. You throw them away. This will be your Old Faithful. So what I recommend you do is you get what you need now. And I say that because I didn't think that we were going to be in a situation where we were going to sell out of this tonight, because they brought as much as they could in, and it's taken nearly 3 months to get this back. So if you don't like it, you get all your money back. By the way, capped P&P of $4.95. So if you've got 4 duvets, 6 duvets, 6 pillows, 10 pillows, a mattress, it doesn't matter. Well, the mattress is a different P&P, but on the pillows and the duvets, it's only one P&P charge of $4.95. So you could get 20 duvets, 20 pillows. It's still literally $4.95. That's it. You don't pay any more postage and packing. So that's the only bit that's non-refundable. So it'll cost you £5. And then that way you'll have them. And when you go, oh my God, as everybody does, all these emails and everyone I speak to, this is the best thing I've ever bought. I can't believe I'm getting so excited about a flipping duvet and a pillow. I never thought I'd be in that situation. I thought I was much cooler than that. I'm very cool now because I sleep under this in the summer. So, but if you don't buy what you need now, and then you get them, and a couple of days later you go, ah, shoot, I should have bought more of those. They probably will be sold out for another month or two. So here are the sizes. 60% overall has been spoken. So we're almost down to the last third, and we're not even halfway through the show. So the single, usually 169, 10-year guarantee, 10 years for 139 quid. £13.90 subscription a year if you look at it that way. I say subscription, that's what it costs you a year if the duvet only lasted 10 years. Seeing as many people have had them for 20, 30 years, these just are the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to saving money. And how much? What's the stock of the single gone? Oh, sorry, excuse me. 1/3 of the stock of the single gone. The double, we've got less than half the stock remaining of the double at 179. So that's always, and then we have the deepest stocks in the double, the king and the king. The king is in the lead. £199. We're down to almost just the last third of the stock, so the king is in danger of selling out in the next half an hour or so. You must check out and pay now or you will miss it. And the super king, we're almost about half the stock remaining, and that's all. So please check out and pay. It'll be on the way within, what are we now, Thursday, Friday. You'll have it by early next week. You'll be instantly changing the quality of your sleep. I mean, get a mattress as well if you can afford one.
Thing,
yeah.
Rob, is this. Very often people say, you spend a third of your life in bed, and you do.
Yeah.
Now, what brings it home to me more forcefully is this. If you were born today in the United Kingdom, you can expect, a lady can expect to live for 78 years. A man can expect to live for 78 years. A lady for 82 years.
Oh, wow.
Now, let's say on average 80 years.
Yeah.
You spend 26 years in bed. 26 years. Now, think about that.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get something that makes it more pleasurable? You don't overheat under this. You don't sweat under it. I'll say again, any lady who unfortunately is going through the menopause, it's a terrible time. Hot sweats, cold sweats, duvet off, duvet on. Silk, pure silk, and this is 100% pure AAA grade mulberry silk.
Full length.
Read the label. We have to put it on by law. There's nothing else in this except silk, AAA grade mulberry. Silk will wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. So if you're going through the menopause, treat yourself, do yourself a favor. Now, this is an investment. Although we guarantee it for 10 years, the duvets we have in my bed at home are now 30 years old. My wife washes them on average 2 or 3 times a year. The largest one we make is a Super King. It'll fit in any standard UK machine. You wash it a cold wash 30 degrees, tumble dry or line dry. Once or twice a year on a warm sunny day, if you're lucky enough to have a garden, drop it over the washing line in the garden, and that UV rays of the sun totally purify and cleanse it. Let me put it another way. You know that wonderful feeling you get when you have clean sheets on the bed, and you slip into bed at night, freshly laundered sheets, and you think to yourself, oh, this is wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
That's the feeling you get every single night when you sleep under silk. It doesn't retain body odors. Keeps you warm in the winter, really warm, and cool in the summer.
You know why?
No dust mites.
It doesn't. Now, I don't know what degree we can say it doesn't contain body odor, but the reason it's certainly minimalised is because you need bacteria for body odor. That's what it's. Smells are bacteria farts, essentially. And if there's no bacteria living in there, and it's minimal. Because again, silk is it's an arid. It's an extremely dry it's like a desert to bacteria and to mites and things like that. I just want to say, we're getting the age-old question, which we're going to answer. And then I'd like to, while you check out of the duvet, I'd like to go back to the pillow. But if we could also show the pillowcase, Daniel, that'd be great, because the pillowcases are amazing. And we're almost sold out of the pillow. So you've got to check out we're down to almost the last third. What was I going to say? Oh, I can't. Oh, yes. What's the TOG rating, Ray?
Well, there is no official TOG rating with silk.
No, it's natural
The
fibre.
reason being it's a natural fibre
Yeah.
and it's a low conductor of heat. It's as simple as that. Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. And I know I'm repeating myself because it's the only answer I can give you. Within the silk industry, people will tell you silk keeps you warm in the winter, cool in the summer. Mother Nature is the only person that knows how and why that's possible.
If you want to know what the rating is, it's rated for you.
Yeah,
Whoever you
that's
are,
a good way of putting
rated for you. It will be the right temperature
And
for
remember,
you. It just will.
two people who share a bed, as I say, 9 times out of 10, one person likes the bed warm, the other person likes it less warm.
Yeah.
This is the duvet for you. You can both sleep under the silk duvet. It self-reflects. You get a lovely, warm, gentle heat. And remember, this is so important. It is a cocoon fibre designed by Mother Nature, not by man, by Mother Nature, to gently fold itself around you and stay there.
Actually,
it doesn't walk in the middle of the night.
No.
You don't end up with the duvet on the floor and you lying, wondering where it's gone.
You mentioned something just occurred to me after all these shows we've ever done. So cocoon fibre. You know, a silkworm is also a warm-blooded, you know, creature that's also giving off heat. The silkworm can't kind of like open up the cocoon and go, oh, it's a bit hot in here.
Well,
they stay in it. And the temperature
accurate.
outside is going from, you know, massively hot during the day to really cold at
100%
night.
right to mention that. I mentioned earlier how we get the silk, you know, and when the silkworm is in the cocoon, if the temperature drops, the silkworm dies.
Right.
The temperature has to be regulated.
Yes.
So
when you take it out,
does
it
that.
has to,
Correct.
You've just got the worm. You have to be really careful to maintain the right
Correct.
temperature. When it's in the cocoon, it is perfectly regulated at the right temperature, and that's what those properties will do for you. We've moved on to the pillow. If nothing else, you know, dip your toe in the water if you want. Get a pillow. Try the pillow. It is amazing. But I was going to say, with the duvets, the pillows, all of it, all the Mulberry Silk, you could literally have two extremes. You could have a lady, let's say, who's going through the menopause at the height of it and is burning like a furnace. And you could have somebody sleeping next to them with poor circulation who's freezing their whatsits off, and put a duvet, the same duvet, a double or a king, and they will both get to the right temperature and stay there.
Some people might find that hard to accept or perhaps believe, but unfortunately it's a fact of life.
Just science.
And all we are asking you to do is buy this tonight and try it. And again, I'll repeat, if you don't like it, and that's highly unlikely, we will refund your money. And remember, it is an investment. You're not buying a cheap and nasty duvet. You're buying a duvet that's made from the finest fabrics known to man. Long fibre cotton, Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Anything over 180 is considered luxury.
Yes.
And the filling within the top cover is AAA grade Mulberry Silk. And for your own peace of mind, go into Google or Wikipedia, type in all about silk, and they will tell you that AAA grade Mulberry Silk is considered to be the king of silks. Yes. They actually call it the king of silks, the best you can get.
So, Ray, we'll do a whole recap on the silk.
Right.
I just got a quick question from John in Birmingham. Excellent question. Just asking, as a possible first-time buyer of a Mulberry Silk duvet, we have a standard double bed size, or size bed, excuse me, so is it okay to just buy the double-size duvet, as the one showing on the show seems to be hang down a lot each side?
Right.
Is that, yeah, so we've got a double bed, we've put a king size on it, so you get that, call it hotel drape. If you don't like that, yeah, if you've got a double bed, buy a double duvet. You'll still get overhang,
right,
but it'll be the normal amount.
These are
yeah.
Each one of these duvets a minimum standard UK size. They're slightly on the generous side.
Yes.
So if you have a double bed, the double will drape quite nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
But I always advise, if you share a bed with a partner,
if only,
Especially if that partner is what we call a duvet hugger. When he turns or she turns over.
I hug my. This is sad.
They take the duvet. That's all you've got to hug.
All I've got to hug is a Mulberry Silk pillow.
Get a teddy bear.
I should. Do you know what? I've got a king size bed. You know what they call? Sorry, a super king size bed. Do you know what they call that? Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
and no one has ever slept in the other side of the bed. Well, except my son, I think, on occasions.
It's funny you mention that. My wife is not very well at all, and because she's ill, because of particular illness, we have to have separate beds now. We've always shared the bed, but now I sleep. I've got a big king size bed. She's got a separate bed, a different bedroom these days. So I sleep right on the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes think, why don't I go? But no, I sleep right on the edge.
I just had a thought. I don't know why that made me think of that, and I'm very sorry to hear about your situation. Obviously, we send all of our love to your missus.
Yeah.
May she get better quickly and soon. Is there anything to stop you buying a single duvet and doubling up and putting it under a baby?
No.
Because wouldn't babies sleep so much better if they were?
No, absolutely.
No, you can, or you can't.
No, get them for the kids.
Yeah.
Because kids are no different to you and I. They overheat.
Yeah.
They overheat.
Yeah.
So get them for the children. And believe you me, they're going to enjoy sleeping under them. They're not going to sweat. The machine washable kids, all kids have accidents.
Yeah. But I'm thinking for a newborn.
Just wash it quickly in the washing machine.
That's the thing. If they do have an accident or they're wetting the bed, you can very absolutely machine wash it even daily. You can wash these daily. They're never going to. I mean, really, it's going to take decades for them to wear out.
Silk is the second strongest natural fibre in the world.
Yeah.
If you had a pound of steel in this hand, this is a fact.
Yeah.
If you had a pound of steel in this hand and a pound of silk in this hand, the tensile strength of the silk is stronger than steel. Yeah. It really is.
Spider's web's the only one that's...
Spider's web is the strongest natural fibre.
By the way, just hi to Mary, who's just ordered the duvet. Thank you very much, Mary. Now, what I was thinking that you could have, I wouldn't recommend you just double up a single or fold it again. It would fit in a cot. I wouldn't just put the baby directly on that. I'd probably put it in a cover just in case they ruck it up.
Yeah.
But then they're sleeping on silk. And sleeping on silk has also a lot of great properties as well as sleeping under it. And that's why I bought the mattress, because that's essentially what you're doing. So I'm sleeping on silk, and I've actually even got the Mulberry Silk mattress toppers, which are a duvet with basically a gusset, so you can sleep on top of those as well, and the duvets and the pillows. Okay, right, it's getting serious now. We've got less than 30% at 1:32 a.m. We are live, by the way. This is our new studio, and we're less than 30% of the stock remaining of the duvet overall. Let's talk about, we're going to come back to obviously all the properties of the duvet also apply to the pillow. We'll talk more about the pillow in a moment. We're down to, almost pushing to a quarter of the stock of that left. You've got to buy, you've got to check out. It's as simple as that. If you don't check out, you don't buy it. You're going to miss it. And look, I would say to you, if it's a pot or a pan or an air fryer and you miss it, all right, you get it again next time. Not with this, because it's seasonal, and once these sell out, and look, it's about to get hot. This duvet will actively help to cool you down in the hot summer months. Same with the pillow. Keep your head dry and cool. No turning the pillow every 5 minutes because it gets hot and sweaty. And remember the Allergy UK seal of approval. Dust mites don't like living.
And can I mention something about this?
Yeah, please do. Please do. I was going to say. And then pillowcase, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it must come to this.
Yeah.
But I'll just mention something about this certificate. When you see any product, not only our product, any product with this allergy board certificate, you can buy it in the knowledge it's been tested to the highest standards. Now, the allergy board in the United Kingdom, they're based in Warwick University, and I say this as a compliment, not as a criticism. They're very difficult people to satisfy.
Yes.
So much so, we're the only company currently selling silk duvets in the United Kingdom that have this coveted certificate. Yeah. And Rob, it is a coveted certificate. Every bedding company in Britain would love to have this certificate. right?
Yeah.
Now you notice, if I point at the bottom here, it's issued for 1 year at a time. Now they do that for a reason. Very often you go into a place of business, there are certificates in the wall that have been there for 30 or 40 years.
Yes, they're all wrinkly at the corners, yeah.
Yes. And the companies who have these certificates, not all of them, but some of them, they let the manufacturing standards drop.
Yeah.
Now, we can't let that happen.
No.
The Allergy Board can call into our premises at any time, unannounced. They don't tell you, they just come in off the street. And they check that every claim we are making is authentic.
Yeah.
And if we are found to be at fault, they take this away overnight. And that's a terrible black mark against our company.
Sure.
Now, we've had this certificate for 30 odd years. And here's the interesting thing. It tells you here we have it not only for the United Kingdom, we have it here for Canada, USA, United Kingdom, Ireland, all of the EU countries, I think there's 26, 27 of them, New Zealand and Australia. Now, the reason I bring that to the viewer's attention, very often what satisfies the authorities in Australia will not satisfy the authorities in Italy or Holland or Spain or
nobody
Germany.
can satisfy the authorities in Europe.
Correct. Now,
Little joke there.
Now, in this case, the quality of the product is so high, the manufacturing process is so perfect. This Allergy Board company can find no fault.
Right.
And they've given us this wonderful
All those
certificate.
countries, yeah.
They're telling you there in simple language, dust mites do not like silk. So if you have allergies, go ahead, buy one.
Okay, Ray, we're in panic situation, and this is not hype. This is absolutely genuinely. We've only got 25%, a quarter of the stock of the duvets, and only 30% of the pillows. We're going to come back to the pillows in a moment because these are going to sell out. A lot of people do come back and buy later in the day if they've already gone to bed. If you're awake, alive, and watching now, you've got to check out. I mean, where on the web it says complete checkout, press that button. All we need is your name, address, telephone number, and how you want to pay. Credit or debit card. It's free to set up an account. We never sell your details or share your details with anyone. So you see it says check out securely. There's our basket. Click on that. You can pay by Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal you can use as a payment method. You can also... if you select PayPal and want to spread the cost monthly over 3 months interest-free, when you select PayPal, it'll take you to PayPal's website. You sign in if you have an account or create an account if you do not. If you select Pay Later, you'll see it up there, the terms, the interest-free. Then it will ask you a very simple, few-stage process to get you approved, and once that order is approved, anything from £30 to £2,000, then your order will be placed and it will all be on its way to you. And even if, for the very few people that don't get approved, you can still pay for it outright. It doesn't matter. It's not like, one ding and that's it. You can't have a Mulberry Silk duvet. It just means that payment method is not available to you. But it's something like 85% of people or more are always approved on PayPal Pay in 3. So use that if you want. We've still got a wait a queue on the phones. I'm ever so sorry if you are on the phones. It depends on your tariff, but if you're calling on a mobile, it'll just come out your minutes. It's a national rate number. Right, let's go to the pillowcases. You must check out, honestly and truly, folks. If I had all the money in the world and I could give a Mulberry Silk pillow and duvet to everyone on the planet, I would. It'll help the kids sleep better and do better at school maybe because they're actually getting a good night's sleep and they're more focused. The same for you and your job, instead of going to work groggy and irritable. There'll be fewer arguments in the world, I believe, because people won't have had, when you have a bad night's sleep, you just get snappy sometimes, don't you? Now, to sleep perfectly, you need the right temperature in the room. So set the room to a temperature comfortable for you. The duvet and the pillow will take care of the rest in terms of making sure you're the right temperature in bed. It's about calming your senses. It needs to be dark. So obviously that's up to you. That we can't help with that. And also sound is very important. It needs to be as quiet as possible. So we can't help with that. But if you've got to live next to a street, I do recommend a white noise machine. They're amazing. And the other one is scent, odour. It's one of the olfactory senses, one of the strongest senses that we have. So a nice odour in the room, you know, and that's why a lot of people sleep with lavender, which is always known to help promote a better sleep. But if you get all the things that are out of our control right, once you've got this bedding, and particularly if you can also stretch to the mattress as well, because then you really are going the whole hog, you're just going to sleep better. You know, I spent £3,500 on a television and a soundbar because I'm a movie and TV buff, you know, and I watch, and I want it to be like a cinema, you know. So I'll spend all that money for what I'm doing when I'm awake and watching TV for a few hours a night. And yet, you know, we buy cheap rubbish for the bedroom, a lot of us. And we spend a third of our lives there.
26 years.
26 years. Stop it. Stop it now. Get this. But again, you're buying from the official shopping show on ITV and STV, partnership with ITV and STV. Your money's safe. You've got peace of mind of knowing that you will get your money back. This is everything on the show tonight, except the water features. I'm talking about Mulberry Silk. If you don't love it, if it does not do everything we've said it does, then you make a call, and all the, you know, information's on the tag. You make a call, I wasn't happy, I want my money back, and you will get it without any questions asked whatsoever. All it's cost you is the P&P. I would do a challenge with somebody. Maybe we'll do this with a skeptic, the hardened skeptic. I'll say, I'll give you a Mulberry Silk duvet and pillow. I'll pay for it. You sleep under it for a few nights. And if you don't absolutely know, and if you love it, I'll give you £500 to buy it back off you. And I bet you people would say, no flipping way. You know what I mean?
All I can tell you is
Pillowcase,
this.
please, Ray.
All I can tell you is this. We manufacture to the highest standards.
Yeah.
We give it a money-back guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose by trying it.
Yeah, yeah.
Shop and TV are a totally reliable company, partnered with ITV. They're not a Mickey Mouse operation. We've been in business for 67 years. We're going nowhere. We will honour our promise. Money back if you're not pleased.
Steve,
Try it.
Steve has a top tip for couples.
Really? Go on, Steve.
Who are thinking about buying tonight. He says, I've been married for 50 years. You deserve a medal. He says, you're missing a trick. We have always shared a king-size bed with 2 single duvets. You can wrap it around you, but you can snuggle under.
That happens a lot. Yeah,
cuddle.
that happens a lot.
Yeah, and you can do that as well if you want to. You don't need to with other duvets.
Yeah.
You probably do, because people get different TOG ratings. But seeing as TOG ratings don't apply to natural silk, a few questions about washing the duvets and remember, not only are the duvets machine washable, so are the pillows. I wash mine once a month.
Often as you want.
Yeah. 30 degrees.
It's long
10-year
fibre
guarantee.
silk. It's not little pieces of silk cut up and thrown in haphazard fashion. When you wash this pillow, it simply cannot and it will not lose shape.
Yeah.
You can buy this pillow, sleep on it. Your head won't get hot. You won't sweat. You can wash it as often as you want. And remember, you can only buy it from 2 people, from myself,
if you want to pay more,
or from Shop and TV. Now, you're quite right to tell the customers that.
Yeah.
We are offering this pillow on Shop and TV this morning at a price which is wonderful.
Yeah.
On my website, they're £60 each and £5 postage.
Yeah.
And to use a modern phrase, I'm not ripping people off.
Right.
That is the true value of this pillow.
Yeah. You've got to check out they're close to selling out
and
everything.
From Shop and TV
Help.
for £40. You save 20. And I promise you this, no dust mites in this. Put your head on it, your head won't get hot,
Ray,
and you'll love it. Simple.
we've only got a quarter of the stock of the pillow left.
Well, that's
We've got to talk about the pillowcase because I'm worried people are waiting to check out.
Okay.
And we've over 20% of the pillowcases gone. This was supposed to be the big stock that was going to last for a number of shows. It's taken us 3 months to get this back in.
Just look
These
at this
pillowcases are
now, this
simply
is
divine.
I've just taken this one out the pack. It's brand new. You can see the creases in it. It's brand new. They'll level out once it's on the pillow and you start sleeping on it. But just look at how beautiful that silk is. Now, before I start talking about this pillowcase, can I just give the viewers a little word of warning? When you're buying pillowcases, be very careful. Silk pillowcases, be very, very careful. always read the small print on the label.
Yeah.
In particular, the small print, right? Because what a lot of companies do, the majority of companies, in actual fact, they put inferior fibers in amongst the regular silk. What they do, they get cotton, polyester, man-made fibers, they polish it so it looks like silk. And to the untrained eye, you can't tell the difference. Now, these are made by the official Mulberry Silk Manufacturing Company Limited, right? We're based in Vancouver in Canada. Read the label, and this is what it will tell you.
But your company's based in Scotland?
Yes, and we are based in Scotland. Now, we're the agents for the United Kingdom and have been for 37 years now. Now, it tells you here, these pillowcases, no arguing, are 100% AAA grade mulberry silk, considered by the silk industry to be the king of silks. Check that on a computer. Go into Wikipedia or Google. Now, there's a lining inside the pillowcase. That is a very fine cotton, and that's a very expensive and very complicated process. That fine layer of cotton is there for a reason. Compared to silk, cotton is coarse. Even the best cotton is coarse compared to silk. So when you put the pillow into this pillowcase, the cotton grips the pillow and holds the silk perfectly flat.
So it goes shooting out the end otherwise.
Yes.
Silk's a slippery so-and-so.
Now, the
Slippery bugger.
the advantage of silk, when I'm doing a live presentation, people come up to me, they say, I've read about these pillowcases. They stop your wrinkling, don't they? Now, they get an awful shock when I say, I'm sorry, nothing will stop your wrinkling. And nothing will stop your wrinkling. As you get older, your skin will lose its elasticity and you will start to wrinkle. But what silk does, pure silk, and this is pure silk, it slows the process down dramatically. So it takes many years longer for you to wrinkle. Now, the reason...
Now, I will say we're not qualified.
No, we're not. Just
do
coming
your
to
own
that.
research, yes.
We're just coming to that, yeah. Now, the reason for that is silk has 18 amino acids in it. One of them, a very important one, is called sericin. You spell that S-E-R-I-C-I-N. Now, what sericin does, as you sleep, it keeps your skin hydrated and it stops your skin drying out. It keeps your skin hydrated, so it takes a longer to wrinkle. Ask your hairdresser what it does for your hair. If he or she is knowledgeable, they will tell you there is no static in silk, none at all. So it cuts out frizz. And if you have long hair in particular, I have 10 grandchildren, 4 of them are girls, and all round about 14 to 17, 18 years old. And they all have long hair down to the waist that seems to be fashionable. You don't have to tie your hair up at night to stop it tangling. You don't get bedhead when you sleep on silk.
The Afro-Caribbean community often use silk wraps for their hair.
Yes, I'll tell you why that is, Rob. If I can take, if the public perhaps, the viewers, could be...
Can I just say, we can't guarantee the pillowcases are going to do this, but if you look up the natural properties of silk, these are 100% pure silk.
Can I just mention the Afro-Caribbean?
Please, please.
What happens is this. As you, if you're Afro-Caribbean or if you are a person of colour, when your hair starts to grow from your skull, from the base of your skull, the shaft of your hair, it's wide. And as it grows, it narrows. And then it gets to a point where it twists and it curls. And that twist and the curl, anything in the hair that grows beyond that or attempts to go, it dries and it splits and it breaks.
Right.
So you'll find, because silk cuts out static, you'll find if you have Afro-Caribbean hair or if you're a person of colour, but all ladies and gentlemen
Everybody
colour.
benefits.
They all know this.
Yeah.
If you go to a hairdresser who specialises in Afro-Caribbean hair,
Yep.
they will tell ladies to sleep on silk
Yes.
or wear a silk bonnet. You're quite right.
I just want to talk through the colours here because they are absolutely divine. They really are. So we have, I have to say, I've never particularly liked this photograph because I don't think, it kind of gives you a sort of idea. They look like they've got a bit of a shimmer on there. But can I show you live? So this is the art, the blue, obviously. Sorry, I can't see the colours and the way we've described them. That's the blue. It's a lovely baby blue.
Arctic ice, they call it.
Arctic
It's
ice,
lovely.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
It really is very nice. You've got the sand, haven't you?
Yeah,
The
that's the one we have at home. My wife loves that sand. It's nice and relaxing.
And the sage is the one in
the
front.
sage, and then that's the
And the white, I know, is white.
beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful pastel colours. It's like a gold.
Can I just tell you as well, and this is a fact, if
they're
you
so
were
soft.
lucky enough to find a shop in the United Kingdom selling silk this quality, there will be a few shops, but
course.
very few and far between.
And it's silk both
selling
sides,
silk,
by the way.
Both sides, yeah. If you were lucky enough to find a shop selling silk this quality, you would pay for a pillowcase this quality at least 45 to 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more. I think you're selling them here for 35.
Yeah.
My advice to anyone is to buy them. And remember this, when you buy the silk pillowcase, we estimate the life of this pillowcase is roughly 30 years. So it's an investment. And if you sleep on it, you'll absolutely love it.
I've got to say, there is a wonderful side benefit. If you're a single man, or for that matter, a single woman,
Yes.
and
Single person.
a single person,
Right.
and you invite somebody round that you have an interest in.
Steady, Rob. Steady.
I think it's a way to make sure that they want to come back, because it might not have anything to do with you, but they're going to want to sleep in your bed again. If you've got mulberry silk, we've only, oh goodness, all right, okay. Sorry, I've turned into Joe Pesci. Okay.
Wishful thinking, Rob.
Yeah, it is wishful thinking. I'm the woman repeller.
Are you?
Apparently. And I've got so much to give. I'm going to have to get myself a sports car. Just no. No. Okay. We are down to the last 15% of the entire stock of the duvet.
That's actually amazing.
It is. Now, I have to say, it probably means nothing to you. And why would you even be interested, and why would you even care? I wouldn't. But the way it's pretty simple. Ray brings in a certain amount of stock that is all the stock we could get, and it's taken 2 months to get it with shipping.
Nearly three.
With all the shipping delays and all the rubbish that's going on in the world. And these have to come from China, because the AAA grade, the only place you can get it is China, because that's where it grows. But so I just wanted to say very quickly, sorry Ray, apologies, one sec. If you don't buy this now, we're at 1:52 a.m. It probably will sell out within the next 20 minutes, half an hour. That's it, you're too late. You're going to have to wait. And if you go, I really should have got that mulberry silk, and it'll just say out of stock, or this item is no longer available. And you're going to have to wait maybe another month or two. I don't know how long it's going to be before the next show. So, look, your money's safe. You're buying from probably the most reputable source that you can. A shopping show on ITV and STV, for crying out loud. Again, we broadcast on ITV's Ofcom licence. This is a partnership with ITV and STV. So, if you can't trust them, then who can you trust? Number two, you've got an unconditional money-back guarantee. You don't have to have a reason. You can just call, the number on the tag and say, yeah, I just changed my mind. You'll get your money back. There is no reason too big or too small. And the fact is, do you think they'd still be in business after 65 years, 35 of those selling mulberry silk, if everybody called up and said, I want to send it back? Because, by the way, they can't resell them. They have to be destroyed.
That's correct.
You can't, everyone gets a brand new fresh duvet or pillow or mattress. Nobody ever, they never resell. Even charities can't.
7 million pillows every year go into landfill. 7 million. I can't remember I genuinely can't remember the last time we got one pillow returned. When we first started selling these pillows in the United Kingdom, roughly coming up to 6 years ago, we were selling them at exhibitions like the Ideal Home Exhibition, Great Yorkshire Show, Royal Ulster Show, Royal Welsh Show, that type of venue. And we sold 86,000 pillows in the first year with a money-back guarantee. Now, I've been selling stuff in TV for many years, so has Rob. I judge the success of any product not on how many we sell, but how many we get returned. And in the first 13 months, we sold 86,000 pillows and got 19 returned.
Now, I'm just thinking how much I've got in my life savings. Here's a promise for you, and I mean this genuinely. I'm saying it for the record, because I know for a fact that you A, can trust Ray and his company, and B, you will get your money back if you're not satisfied for any reason. But if just per se there was any reason you couldn't, I'll give you the money back myself out of my own pocket. I won't be spending a penny because that didn't come out right, because I know you are buying from probably the most reputable places that you can buy this sort of bedding from. Us, Shop on TV, ITV, STV, and also from RK Sales, the official distributor of the official Mulberry Silk.
The big advantage, Rob, we can talk and talk and talk.
We got a view as well that's really great.
It's the most important thing, as I mentioned right at the very beginning of the show. It's very, very important in the present economic climate. Everybody's there's an old saying, a pound saved is a pound earned, right? Now, you are being offered these high quality products here this morning at a price which is slightly less when we were charging for them on television here in the United Kingdom 22 years ago.
And the thing is, you can't buy higher quality than this.
No.
You could maybe buy the same quality if there probably are people out there that do official Mulberry Silk
When
products.
you see the allergy board certificate, as I mentioned
this is the
earlier,
only one that's got it,
on any product, if you go in the supermarket and you see any product with the allergy board certificate on it, you know it's something special.
So let me do this testimonial. We'll get it out. We'll get it done because I think it's an important one. And then I've got a question for you. It's about the Glasgow Superstore, department store story. So, excuse me. Liam, genuine Shop on TV viewer. And by the way, we are not allowed to change, doctor, alter, even spell check and correct and grammar and punctuation on these things because they have to be shown exactly as they came in because otherwise they're not genuine, right? So, just saw your Mulberry Silk duvet. I've got one of these, and it has changed my life. I used to toss and turn in my sleep and get hot every night, but someone recommended this to me, and it is just amazing. I've even gifted this to my grandmother. Superb product. And that's the thing. If you've got old parents or what have you that are getting a bit frail, this is the thing to get them. I was sceptical, Pete says, for many years regarding these duvets, but Rob said live on air, try it, and if you're not happy, I'll give you the money back. Oh, there you go. I'll give you the money back myself. Not LOL, mean it, genuinely. We've had ours for about 4 years. Perfect, easy to wash and easy to hang on the line to clean in the sunshine. We also have one at the caravan. And look, the pillows and the duvets, heck, if we had a machine big enough, I'd even put the mattress in there. But the pillows, the duvets, the pillowcases, and in my case, the mattress toppers, I think you can still get the mattress toppers from, we don't sell them, but because we've got a mattress now, you can still get them from RK if you so desire. You've got to check out now. We're now limited stock on the duvets. We're down to less than 10%.
Can I just mention what Liam said? I have it, my youngest grandchild's called Liam.
Oh, right.
Liam, let me just mention, Liam mentioned he bought one for his grandmother as well.
Yeah.
Right. Now, something we haven't mentioned tonight, it's my fault and I apologize, I should have mentioned it.
Yeah.
If you have anyone in your family who unfortunately is bedbound.
Oh,
right?
yes.
My mother-in-law, who I was very fond of, we got on great. She was 93 years old when she died. She was a tiny lady.
Wow.
And for the last 2 years of her life, she was in bed, totally in bed, couldn't get out of bed. Now, anybody who's bedbound, they have all sorts of problems. The big, heavy blankets in the hospital used to hurt her toes, turned up like this, you know, her elbows are tight against her. And she never complained, you know. She was a lovely old girl. And we used to go and visit her. The hospital was only 1 mile from my house. So one of our family would go up there twice a day to see her every day. And she never complained once in the 2 years she was in hospital. But she did say, you know, she said, I miss my Mulberry Silk duvet because it saves me getting hot and sweaty in bed and bed sores. And people who lie in bed, they do get bed sores, you know.
Of course.
And if ever you've seen bed sores, Rob, they're horrific. Now, I'm not saying this will stop them, but it will wick away 30% of its own weight and moisture, and it will certainly help.
Do you know, it just occurred to me, I mean, we've both been sitting here with these pillows, and these are pillows over our laps. We haven't got hot crotches.
No, and we're under television lights.
Television lights as well.
Well,
I mean, that's a matter of opinion.
Well, look at how powerful they are.
I know.
How powerful they are.
I know.
There's one, there's about
we've only got
20%
20% of the... We're looking at a complete sellout here on the mattresses and pillows. Less than 20% remaining. Tracy says, just bought the duvet... Hi, Tracy. How you doing? Thank you for watching. Just bought the duvet, 2 pillows and pillowcases. It's a shame the double... the double mattress. The double mattress is available, Tracy. I do not sleep well at all. Looking forward to a good night's sleep. Yeah, check out the website. We definitely have the double. We have the double.
The only mattress we don't have is the single.
The single. There it is. It's right there. Yeah. And I just got myself the Super King mattress. These are amazing. Bear in mind, we'll talk about the mattress now, but before we do, or we can move on to the details, but I just wanted to say, do you remember when Martin, your son, went to a famous department store in Glasgow?
Yeah.
Well, tell us that little ditty.
Well, not this Christmas, the Christmas before, so that's roughly 17 months ago. Martin went, there's 2 major shopping centres in Glasgow where I live. And there's a store in there, I won't mention the name because that would be unkind.
Yeah.
They have a wonderful reputation for selling high quality products.
Yes.
And the products are high quality. There's no doubt about it, right? Martin went into that store to buy a dressing gown, a house coat for his mother for Christmas.
Yeah.
And when he was in the shop buying this house coat, this dressing gown, he noticed they were selling silk duvets. So he did what I always tell people to do. He went over and he read the label on the duvet.
Yeah.
Right? And they were selling, what do you think they were charging the shop?
I know you told me
for
the
a
story before,
king-size duvet.
I can't remember. Was it 300, 400?
No, it was £512.
For a
king-size duvet.
Okay, yeah. No, that's fine.
And here's the rub.
Yeah.
Here's the nasty part. When Martin read the label, there was only 12% silk in it.
12%.
The rest was man-made fibres.
And yet they're allowed to call it a Mulberry Silk duvet because it's got a little bit in there.
These are made, everything we are offering here this morning is made by the official Mulberry Silk company.
Yeah.
You're not buying, you're not buying from some cowboy outfit.
No. And also, there's in the duvets and the pillows, it is full length, like the whole length of each.
AAA grade Mulberry.
Over
long
a mile
fibre.
long. So there's 9 miles in the How many miles in the pillow do you reckon? 3 or 4 or 5?
I would say maybe 2 to 3.
Oh, 2 to 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Don't forget
and it's
the core in the middle of the pillow.
Yes.
And the silk is then wrapped layer after layer after layer. If you were to cut it open, you'll find there's layers of silk. It tells you.
And
on
it
the
doesn't
label.
matter if there's a fibre core because the silk stops any
It tells you on the label, Rob. We're not trying to hoodwink anyone.
No.
Can I just tell you something? If you buy this pillow and go to sleep on it, you'll think you've died and gone to heaven. It is as close to perfection as you can possibly get.
Can I say, by the way, just a little tip, don't buy 2. If you normally sleep on 2 pillows now, Don't buy two. You can't really stack these. They're too lofty. One should be enough for you. By the way, Alan. Hi, Alan. How are you? I've watched the presentation for the Mulberry Silk duvet on and off for the last couple of years. Have watched the show and can relate to everything you say. I've recently changed to a lighter duvet, but still wake up feeling restricted by its weight. I've just ordered the king size duvet, and I'm looking forward to getting a good night's sleep. Alan, I promise you, if you want. No, you did email the studio, didn't you? Yes. If you want, just drop us another line to say, yeah, please. Daniel, the producer, will send you my work email address, okay? And when you've got the duvet, I would love to personally hear from you just how transformative this was for you, because very few things in life make you go, that has changed my life. Right? And I know it sounds like the most ludicrous and ridiculous thing to say, that a duvet and a pillow changed my life for the better, but they did. It's fact, it's true, it's honest, and I believe you will experience the same. And I would just personally love, just drop me an email, just say, let me know your experience. And if you don't mind me reading that out on a future show, just say you give permission, I give Rob permission to, read this out on TV. Now, here we have, should we look at the prices again? More people have the double and the king size in their baskets than we have available stock. We are literally minutes away from selling out of every single duvet we have. If you haven't checked out now, you are in serious danger of missing out. And we'll literally wake up later today and it'll just be the dregs left, and the double and the king will almost certainly have gone completely. So check out, literally, look, I'm not trying to be funny here. You got to pay us. We are a shopping show. The clue's in the name, right? We're like this morning, but all this is here because you can buy it now. We're a shopping show, but we also have, a state-of-the-art website with military grade encryption, so all that's safe and secure as well. This all is to show you there's the pricing, the number, and you buy it now. If you're on the phone, just use that item number and say, well, if you call them now and ask for the current on-air item, they can give that to you. We do still have queues on the phone. We have queues on the phones all night long. I'm so sorry. The web is definitely the best way to go, but we are about to sell out. So buy it. I promise you that it'll be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Have you ever, and if I'm sure you have, so I'm going to say, when was the last time, if you were to just think now and imagine for a moment as I'm saying what I'm saying, and you're hearing it and thinking it as I say the following, when was the last time that you saw something you wanted or thought you wanted to buy, but then decided not to because whatever the reasons happen to be, maybe that wasn't the time to buy it. And then you changed your mind at the last minute, went, what the heck, I'll get it anyway. And then once you got it and used it, you discovered it was one of the best purchases you've ever made. Just like this pillow, just like these duvets, just like these pillowcases, just like these mattresses are going to do for you, I am certain. We've only got now 7% of the duvet left. We're literally counting. It's like counting down.
That's amazing.
If you haven't checked out now, if you haven't paid, you are going to miss out. I'm really sorry, and I really am serious. I'm so sorry. I feel really guilty. I know it's my job to present to you, and I do get paid for that. But I get paid to give you information. The enthusiasm is purely my own because I'm a customer. I've recommended Mulberry Silk to everybody. It's the only duvet and pillow and pillowcase, if you wish, as well, and mattress even. But certainly the duvet. Even if the mattress, you're not in the market for a mattress. If silk pillowcases aren't your thing, but everyone needs a pillow and everyone needs a duvet. They're the only two products I would say you have to buy. You have to own. They will be your desert island products. They are as important to you. I know it sounds ridiculous, the pillow and the duvet. I believe, dramatic though it sounds, as food and water, because you know what? The one thing you can't survive without: food, water, sleep. I think the record was 9 or 10 days that somebody stayed awake before they. Yeah, don't do that before they. That you know.
And remember this: that when you do buy this, it is an investment. It's going to last you a long time. Although we guarantee it for 10 years.
Yeah.
The duvets we have in my bed at home are 30 years old now, and I often get people. When we were at a live exhibition.
But they're 30 years old, but as good as they were when you got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
Now, I know some people will find that very hard to believe.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can assure you it's a fact. And it's a simple fact because what we've done is not really rocket science. We've taken the two finest fabrics known to man, long fiber, Egyptian cotton, and AAA grade Mulberry Silk. We've handed those products to a company with a stellar reputation for making high quality products. We've guaranteed them for 10 years minimum. But can I just tell you something? We've been in business for an awful long time. I've mentioned that quite a lot tonight. When the 10 years is up, if you were to phone us up and say, look, I'm not happy with this, we would honor the guarantee beyond the 10 years. Believe you me, we would. I can't remember, I genuinely cannot remember the last time anyone asked for their money back for one of our duvets. What I can remember is 40% of all the customers we get, and you've heard many of them tonight, take it very kind of them, and I thank them very much.
Yeah.
Emailing tonight, 40% of all our customers are customers who bought one and are reordering. Yeah. We now sell from a tiny little operation 35, 36 years ago. We now sell in 30 odd countries throughout the world. The reason being the quality of the product, the performance of the product, the price of the product, and the after-sales service.
Yeah, yeah.
It's as simple as that. So try it, buy it, see how you feel. Any lady going through the menopause, don't hesitate. Get one. If you share a bed with a partner who overheats, don't hesitate. Get one. Warm in the winter,
5%
cool in the
of
summer.
the duvet now. We're counting down.
Oh, that's incredible.
Ray,
I would imagine you and our job might be safe then.
I hope. Well, maybe we'll get to work for one more day.
Rob, I'd like to thank the viewers. I can hardly believe the quantity you've sold.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, but thank you.
And thank you to the viewers.
Thank you for your years of service, because it is. And listen, this man. I'm not going to ask his age, but he's because he doesn't look a day over 60 to me. Maybe.
Well, my brother's called Moses.
Oh, is that? He traipses up and down the country, still showing these incredible.
Well, I've got 10 grandchildren.
Yeah.
They've got to be.
Now, is that 10 grandchildren or 10 grandchildren?
10 grandchildren.
Oh, right. I was going to say your children are expensive. Now the pillow, we'll say that again, Daniel. We've only got 15% of the pillow now. We're 212. Yeah, we're going to be at full sell-out by the end of the show. So we should mention the mattress. I'm so sorry we got so carried. I don't know where the time has gone. Let's talk about the mattress, shall we?
Right.
Or I say, would you kindly tell us about the mattress,
right,
please, sir, and thank you.
I'd love to tell you because the mattress is wonderful, you know.
Oh, I know. I just bought
one. Now, well, funny enough, yes, I forgot you got one.
Yeah.
Now, the mattress.
Yep.
To begin at the beginning.
Good place to start.
We've been with Shop on TV for roughly 17 months now, 16 months.
Yes, yes.
Before that, with a different company who got themselves in trouble. We don't know why, but
that was after I left.
Yes, that was 20. Rob, that was 20 odd years we'd been with them.
Yes, I know.
Now, one of the buyers there, a very knowledgeable lady, she said to us, "Would you please make a mattress?" And we decided
remember that.
We would go in the mattress business.
Yeah.
Now, we were in a very, very fortunate position because we exhibit at live exhibitions.
Yeah.
So we could go to an exhibition, we could talk to the public, get their answers, listen to what the public said, and we could act upon what they said. In other words, there was really only two types of mattresses: memory foam or spring mattress.
3% of the duvet remaining.
Well, that's good. And
if you're not checking out now, you missed out.
Sprung mattresses. So The situation was, we found out by talking to the public, some people liked memory foam, but an awful lot of people didn't. It made them too hot, it made them sweat.
And I can't remember if I liked memory foam.
No, well, a lot of people said it lost shape quite quickly.
Yeah.
You ended up sleeping in a recess or a hollow. In actual fact, that happened to me and my wife. About 9, 10, 11 years ago, we wanted a mattress. So we went to the mattress shop.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go, but she forced me. She took me, made me lie in the bed in public. I felt very embarrassed. I lay there for a couple of minutes, felt good. Bought the mattress, memory foam, paid roughly, I think, 900 and best part of £1,000 for it.
Yeah.
Had it delivered, slept on it, pretty good. But after 3 or 4 months, it started to lose shape.
Right.
And I was overheating and sweating.
Yeah.
So we got rid of it and bought a sprung mattress.
Yeah.
So we found, that's what I found. And an awful lot of the public had the same problem.
We're not talking about serpentine springs like the old ones.
No,
about
what I've done.
We've got I think they call it, is it a planogram or a breakdown
Right.
or whatever?
I'm going to show you this, Robert.
Have a look at. Can you see this on the screen?
Right.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned sprung mattress, I slept on them when I was a child. The springs were very large in diameter, probably the size of a grapefruit.
Yeah.
Each one was joined to the one next door.
Yeah.
And it had a binding rail around the edge. Now, the problem was I weigh roughly 18 stone. My wife weighs about 10.
Yeah.
And when I was tossing and turning in bed and moving over, well, the mattress was moving with me.
Ray's lost
right?
5 stone, by the way. Yeah.
The mattress was moving with me, and we were rolling into one another during a night.
And when you're younger, that's not a bad thing. But when you get to a certain age in life, you just want to have a good
You
night's
just want a
sleep.
nice sleep. Right. So we
I sleep very
decided-
far away from the women I love.
Yeah.
They're in different houses altogether.
different countries.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we decided to go with pocket sprung mattresses.
Yes.
Now, in a double mattress, I think, working from memory, there's about 800
Good
of
Lord.
these pocket springs.
So I put
As you can
1,000
see,
in mine.
each one is stands on its own
Yeah.
independently.
Yes, yes.
Each one's got a little overcoat on it to save it joining up to the other one. Now, the only spring that moves in this mattress, this is a support mattress.
Yeah.
A medium firm
firm, yeah.
support mattress.
Yes.
The only springs that move are the springs where the weight is directly above it.
Yes.
To give you an example, right in the corner here where it's most vulnerable, if I pull that down, look,
Yeah.
the springs either side don't
Not
move.
moving, yeah.
So that means you get no transfer of motion.
So someone could get up for a wee in the night and not wake you up.
Correct. Well, when you
Get into bed.
most people, especially as they get older, get up probably 2 times during the middle of the night.
Yeah.
At least one time as they get older.
At least, and if you work shifts, for
Yes.
example.
Yeah, sure. But here's the interesting thing. Now, I must qualify this statement. This is a wonderful mattress. It really is. There's 5 different layers of comfort, and the top layer is Mulberry Silk. Now, one thing I must tell you, I must qualify this statement. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner. But I'm going to tell you something now that might interest you. When I was a very young man, 22, 23, 24 years old, I had a slip disc cut out my back, and I've had a weak back ever since. Now, when I started sleeping in this mattress, this is my personal experience, right? It helped my back tremendously. It didn't cure it, but it helped it tremendously.
Alleviated.
The same with my eldest son, Paul.
Yeah.
He's 60-odd years old now. He's got the same problem as his dad, a bad back. He found the same. These pocket springs are wonderful.
But, yes.
And here's the interesting thing, Rob. Excuse me interrupting
Oh,
you.
please. I do it enough to you.
This mattress, we make 3 different mattresses. We make the regular, the premium, and the premium plus.
Yes.
Now, what we're offering tonight...
Well, I was going to say, is Sam around?
Let me show you.
Sir, I say, it's floor manager Sam. Can we borrow you for a moment, please, sir? Oh, you've got a little cutout. Never mind.
What I'm going to
I was
show
going to
you-
ask him to lift the. I was going to ask him to come on camera.
Not
lift
at
the
all.
Duvet, but we
This
don't
is
need-
a cut-down
got a
version,
little one, sorry.
right?
Never mind, Sam. I'm
Now,
sorry.
this is the cut-down version.
Stand down, stand down. We'll
Right.
get you on camera some other time.
It's 8 inches deep. Now, the Premium
love-
Plus
Yes.
has the extra layer of silk in the top. Not only silk inside,
Yeah.
this gives you extra
Oh,
comfort.
I didn't know you made three. I thought it was
Yeah.
two.
No, we do the regular, the premium, and the premium plus.
Yeah, yeah.
And what we're offering this morning, believe it or believe it not, is
Here it
the
is, you can
premium
see, yeah.
plus
Premium plus,
at
yeah.
the price of the regular.
Which is extraordinary. That's
Yeah.
what I got mine for.
Now, it's delivered in a brown box,
Yeah.
right?
Vacuum packed, rolled up like a...
We give you a
Roly-poly.
60-day trial period. Put it in the bed, sleep on it for 60 days. Not like 2 minutes when I was in the shop.
Sam, I say,
Right.
Sam, can you come in with the box, please, to show
Yeah.
us? Yeah. Sorry, Ray, yeah.
It's okay. Sleep on it for 60 days. Try it, right?
Yeah.
Incidentally, this box,
Yeah, so come on in. Sorry, I completely
That's how it
interrupted what
comes.
Ray was saying.
this box,
Here's our Sam. Yeah.
this box, when you take it out the box, throw this box away,
Yeah.
right?
That's a... What's that?
After
Double?
60 days, if you decide this is not the mattress for you,
Yeah.
you simply phone us up, one telephone call. We will send you a special bag,
Right.
pop it in the bag. We will come and pick it up and take it away.
Okay, so that
and
you're
refund
cool
all your
for
money.
the bag. Yeah, yeah.
But all I can now, Rob, you have one of these mattresses.
I do.
If I remember correctly, you bought it no more than about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe 2 months.
I'll let you tell the customers what you think about it,
Oh gosh.
because you 4 or 5 weeks ago, you
I mean, if it were a woman, I'd marry her. I could be the world's first man to marry his mattress, not his mistress, his mattress.
the price is wonderful, you know.
Much cheaper than anyway.
Rob, the price is wonderful. Again, value for money.
Can I tell you? So when I lived in America for 15 years,
Yeah,
and I came back in 2018 with my son so he could go to the Brit school.
David, yes.
Yeah, so we went to a very well-known, recognisable sleep or bedding shop.
I know where
You know
you
when
are.
you're asleep and you have those dreams, it's very similar to that. And great shop, really good shop. So I got some Ottoman bed frames, which were fantastic. And we got 2 mattresses, and they laid myself and me and my son, not at the same time but separately, onto a special bed that had sensors, lasers.
That's what happened to me.
Is that where, all right? And they had a little control panel. It was like blip, 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 lie still, sir, blip, blip, blip. And it was like, I felt like I was being photocopied. And at the end, it went, made a final clunking sound. And he said, oh yes, I can tell you need a firm mattress. I was like, I'm 22 stone. What do you think I need?
Yeah.
And then my son, same thing. So and he said, but don't worry, we can recommend just the thing for you.
Bang.
And it happened to be their own store brand.
It would be more
On
profit.
sale, half price. I paid $500 for my Super King, $400 for the king size for my son.
David, yeah.
We paid, I think it was £79 delivery.
Yeah.
We had to wait 2
What
weeks.
are you charging for delivery?
$9.95.
Well, you know, I mentioned earlier this evening, I enjoy reading, and I read a lot of books. And I was reading a book I enjoyed, and I wanted to send it to a friend of mine, and so he could enjoy it. And only last week, I went in the post office to send a book to a friend of mine, just a regular little book.
Yeah.
$11.99.
I know, it's
So you
mad.
get a mattress delivered. How much? What do you?
For $9.95. Do you know? But do you know what the sleep trial I had? 48 hours.
Yeah.
If I didn't like
You've got 60 days here.
60 days. So, but I've got to finish the story, Ray.
Right, come on.
So I slept on my mattress the first night. I woke up in the morning with a horrible backache, and it was like, oh my god. And I thought, oh, maybe I'm just getting used to it, or so. You know how you make excuses.
Yeah.
And I felt, well, I can't return it now. And I'll give it another day, and of course, after 48 hours,
They wouldn't take it back anyway.
For 7 years, when 2018 was July 2018 was 7 years ago, roughly, right? For 7 years, I hated my mattress. I slept better on my reclining sofa, and when I'd come up to Warrington or whatever to do a show and got to sleep in a Premier Inn, other hotel chains are available. Finally, thank you, thank God, and whatever you or whomever you believe, thank the universe, all the deities, past, present, and future, and all of the non-deities for those that don't believe in that sort of thing, that you came along.
Well,
because I finally got a mattress.
it's a funny thing. While you were talking about your experience going in to buy, it came back to me because it was 9, 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
When we went to buy the memory foam mattress, and I'm married to a woman who I consider to be really quite a clever lady.
Yes, yeah.
And
I'm not surprised.
she's not easily fooled.
Yeah.
Or
Doesn't suffer fools gladly.
no, she's not easily fooled.
Well, she's not
so
easily fooled,
I'm lying in the bed, and he said to her, you know, the salesman, you said you felt as though you had been
Photocopied? Yeah.
I'm lying in the bed, and I'm thinking, I wish you hadn't brought me here, you know. I don't want to be lying in public in bed. Anyway, he said, you know, this is a very special mattress. He said, I sold one to Prince Charles last week. He just happened to be in by. So my wife just looked at him. She said, yeah. She said, I'm sure you did.
But also, you know, when you go into a mattress shop, you have a little bouncy.
2 minutes.
Bouncy. Like on Love Actually. No, is it Love Actually? No, it's the one where he, with Sandra Bullock. No. Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock. He lives in a hotel. He's very rich, developed.
Rob, you'll have to get out.
But anyway, he says, have a bounce. Go on, have a bounce. And that, or you play the piano. You know, you do a bit of Elton John for 2 minutes, and you spend thousands of pounds based on all of that. You're not going to spend thousands here. Look at this.
You know, here's another thing. I must just, and I checked this.
Look at the prices.
I know, wonderful. I checked this out again yesterday, so my figures would be accurate. We mentioned about 7 million pillows being sold, thrown in landfill every year.
Yeah.
How many mattresses do you, in Britain,
oh God,
are thrown in landfill every year?
No idea.
Many do you think?
It's got to be less. 100,000.
5 million.
Whoa.
That's a fact, Rob. That's not ridiculous sales talk.
Do you know all this
check it out on Wikipedia,
stuff?
Google.
I mean, it's just basically throwing them in the ground, aren't they? And how terrible for the environment.
And as I say, as we keep mentioning, the average person spends 26 years of their life in bed. A mattress, a good mattress, a quality mattress, really is an essential.
Yeah.
You have 60 days to try this. You have a money-back guarantee, no sweat.
Here are the features. Sorry, it's just we just want to
Okay,
we want to get back to the duvet. But look, so regulated temperature. I was going to say, and one of the reasons it's fine to have springs in this. One of the reasons springs start to squeak and degrade is because of sweat. But because you've got a whole. Literally, you've got like a whole 2 duvets of Mulberry Silk on the top of the, the moisture never gets down to the springs.
So it wicks away moisture.
It wicks away moisture.
Wicks away 30% of its own weight.
Yeah. Non-allergenic as well. All of that other stuff that you can see on there that I can't read from this distance. By the way, Nicholas says, I bought a king-size Mulberry. This is what we call in television a segue back to the duvet. I bought a king size, where are we, 230 almost. Bought a king, less than 5% of the duvet left. Bought a king size Mulberry Silk duvet and 2 pillows. I have to agree with you that it is the best purchase I've ever made. Thank you, Nicola. Sally Ann says, hi Rob, been waiting for ages for the single duvet to come back. I know, you and us both. To come back into stock. So bought it straight away. Can I just ask, should you use a cotton cover with it, as my dog sleeps on my bed, so I want to protect it from... Yes, cotton. I'm not trying to give a plug for Amazon here, but they are blooming good. Almost as good as Shop on TV, eh? What I did for mine is you can get a top quality Egyptian cotton duvet set that's, I think mine's 400 thread count or something like that. Long fibre as well, so it's the real good stuff, in the colour of your choice, for about 30 quid. And that's, for me, that's a super king size duvet cover and 2 pillowcases, and you get the fitted sheets too. If you put man-made fibres, or artificial fibres, I suppose is the way to put it these days, over the Mulberry Silk, they're going to block the Mulberry Silk from working. It would be like putting a tea cosy on a block of ice.
Yeah.
It's pointless. So always use, if you've got a natural, that's why the duvets have got cotton on them, because they honour they are a natural fibre, and so is the cotton. They work in concert together. So that's what I would recommend. And also you can wash them really easily, and you can wash the duvets really easily too. Good evening from Lynn. Hi Lynn, how are you? Or good morning. I know, we never know. To all the team, I'd just like to say, I just say good day. Good day, sir. This is my first order with Shop on TV. Well, welcome to the Shop on TV family.
Thank you, Lynn.
I'd like to say, welcome home. I just purchased 2 of the Mulberry Silk pillows and pillowcases and the duvet. Super King, if I love them. What was this? Mulberry Silk duvet and 2 of the pillowcases and the duvet Super King. I love them, she says. Yes, you will. She wants to know, Ray, are there any plans to make bottom sheets? Yes, you can. We don't sell them. They're called a mattress protector.
Yes,
they're on Ray's website. I've got one. They're amazing. It's a duvet, but with a gusset.
Lynn, the lady's name wasn't it?
Lynn, correct.
Lynn,
yes,
yeah. That's Martin, my son, who's here with me tonight. His wife is called Lynn. Well, Lynn, the answer to your question is yes, we do make the mattress protector, the bottom sheet as well.
Yes.
And we just don't have any in stock at the moment.
You also do
they will be coming along.
You do mattress toppers
as well, yeah.
So you can either get a mattress topper that's like the topper that's on the bed, but you just put it on
Our problem is simple. And I mentioned it at the beginning of the program, and I want to qualify this statement. I don't want the viewers to think I'm being big-headed, Flash Harry when I say this. Our situation is that everything we make, we can sell. Fortunately, and we'd like to thank the viewers for supporting us.
Yes.
Our problem is we can only get a certain amount of silk. The reason, quality silk. There's plenty of raw silk.
Yeah, I was plenty of rubbish.
Silk. Well, it's not rubbish, but it's not as good as Mulberry.
I was being dramatic.
No, it's not as good as Mulberry, AAA grade.
Well, what is?
So when we run out of silk, and we constantly run out, the reason being, the tree that provides the mulberry leaf with which we feed the worm only grows in any commercial quantity in central and eastern China.
Yeah.
Because you need a certain amount of humidity.
What type of leaves do they get fed?
There's 3 different colours.
Yeah.
Mulberry leaves, red, black and white.
Yeah.
If you feed the worm in the red and black, you get a very high quality mulberry silk.
Yes.
If you feed it on the white mulberry leaf, all of a sudden you take a step up.
Right.
You get the highest grade silk you can get, AAA. Now, remember this, the tree that provides that leaf only flourishes once a year. Right. So we constantly run out. You see, 80% of all the silk in the world comes from China, roughly 15% from India, and 5% from Uzbekistan. But China are the main producers of silk. They discovered silk 5,000 years ago. The legend is the emperor's wife, the yellow emperor's wife, was in the garden, a Chinese garden, with some trees around her, having the tea ceremony, and the little pod, the little cocoon, dropped from above into her teacup, which was tepid water in the tea, and unraveled into silk. And of course she was a clever lady. She looked at this and thought, we can do something with that. And she started manufacturing silk. And that's how silk was discovered in China, apparently. Nobody can say that for sure. That's the legend.
So the mulberry silk leaf, or the mulberry leaves, are seasonal products.
Yes.
Or not seasonal products, seasonal commodities.
Yes.
But so the silkworms, they're living creatures. They're cyclical. They don't grow on trees, so to speak.
No.
So you've got two reasons why you can't manufacture anymore, because the leaves aren't available or the worms aren't in the right cycle of their life.
Right, and it's quite simple. We are at the mercy of Mother Nature, simple as that.
Brilliant, really phenomenal stuff. Can we kind of recap the story of Mulberry Silk? So that's what they're fed on.
Yeah,
that's what gives you the AAA grade, which literally is the finest.
What we do when we feed them, excuse me. We take the silkworm, we place it in a large metal tray, roughly the size of this bed.
Right.
We place the tray containing the worm into a darkened room. And we feed the worm exclusively in mulberry leaves. Now, as I said a second ago, 3 different colors of mulberry leaves, red, black and white. We feed them in the white mulberry leaf, extra protein in that, so we get the highest grade silk. The worm will eat. It will eat 10,000 times its own body weight.
Wow,
in
that's
mulberry
like someone
leaves,
I know.
In mulberry leaves in 35, 36 days. Its body weight will increase tenfold.
Yeah.
After 35, 36 days, it kicks the cocoon off.
Well, it makes a cocoon at some point.
Yeah,
It's got to
little
make it
cocoon.
first. Yeah, yeah.
But it lives within that cocoon.
But when it eats the leaves, it's not in the cocoon, though, right?
No.
So it eats the leaves, gets fat, makes
spins
the cocoon. Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
So our problem is we can only get a certain amount of silk.
yeah.
And don't forget, it's not only the United Kingdom that's demanding this quality.
Well, no, it's all
We
over the
export
world.
it to about roughly 35 countries.
Good Lord.
So that's why.
What?
That's why you
right.
ask us to be here more often, but we can only come. Well, the last time was roughly 3 months ago.
So, folks, if everyone checks out now, and I sorry, I should sit up and get too comfortable. That's the problem with all this stuff. What was I saying? I recommend you do. We've only got 2% of the stock of all the duvets in total, you know, as an aggregate average percentage remaining. It's 2%. So we are literally running on fumes at the moment. The pillow, I think, is also close to oversubscribed, also limited stock. Essentially, it's make your mind up. As Scylla would say, or did say on Blind Days, it's make your mind up time. Let's go to our Graham. Buy your Mulberry Silk now. So you've got to give us your money, I'm afraid. Otherwise, you're not going to get your duvet, or you're going to miss out. And boy, you know what? I'm sorry to say this, folks. You really are missing out if you're not sleeping under Mulberry Silk. I've not found. Look, thing you should know about me. I'm a total perfectionist. I have OCD. I'm mildly on the spectrum. I have to live in this head every day, and it's a trust me, it's a challenge. I only want the best, and I only buy the best. It's as simple. And if I can't afford it, I wait until I can, and then I buy the best. The best is not always the most expensive. The best is the best, regardless of price. It's just sometimes, yes, it is more expensive, but I also had the privilege of, if that's the right word, of working in transactional television on and off for the last 30 years. I've been there, seen it, done it, got the T-shirt. You know, if you're a professional at something, you've done it for a number of years, you're an expert. Anything more than 10,000 hours, you're an expert, right? As they say. I mean, I could get any bedding I wanted. Literally, a snap of the fingers or a phone call, anything I could sleep on, or you know, is available for me to at least try. And I've tried it all. And so when I buy products that we sell on the air, there's a very good reason why I buy those products, because I've put them through their paces and I can compare them to dozens and dozens and dozens of other products, all competing to be as good as the product that I've bought. And I've tried them, I've assessed them, and if I don't own them, they might be okay, but they're not the best. So I'm kind of, honestly, your barometer. If you want the best, you buy what I buy, and you listen to me when I tell you. And I know I don't know you personally, although, you know, I'm going to organise a Shop on TV pub outing. We're all going to go and have a pint or a drink of your choosing. All the viewers that want to come. Sometime in the summer, we'll get a big pub garden. We'll all have a drink and meet. But I'm being serious here. I'm telling you, buy this duvet and pillow, simply. I mean, now you don't have to listen to me, but I guarantee if you don't listen to me, you're not getting the best night's sleep you can possibly get. You might not believe that. You might think that's a load of old rubbish. Like I said, I don't care if you buy this duvet or pillow at all. I mean, I care from a humanitarian perspective, because I care that you're going to get something that's really amazing. You're going to love it. You know, Rob was telling the truth. You're going to come back, buy more. I get to work another day. I get to feed my son for another day. And myself. So yes, there is a selfish component as to why my reputation is hugely important to me. I'm not going to sit here and talk a load of old codswallop, because otherwise you'll never buy from me again, and then I won't have a job, and I'll be on the dole and living in a box, and it'll be terrible. So I'm telling you, I've tried to show you. I hope you can feel in earnest that I'm being 100% genuine when I say, if you truly want a better night's sleep and a product that will last you not just for years, potentially for decades, save you money, and give you the best chance at a good night's sleep that I think any other bedding possibly could, buy this duvet now, buy this pillow now. If you can afford it, get the mattress too, but at least get yourself a duvet and a pillow, if nothing else. And if you're really skeptical, if I haven't convinced you yet, and I'm not trying to even convince, well, I am trying to convince you, but for your own good. I'm not trying to convince you for my purposes. I'm trying to convince you for your purposes, because I'm being honest here. I do know better than you in this particular instance when it comes to this bedding. I do. And I don't mean that to sound boastful or arrogant. I'm a customer, mates. So get it, but you've got to get it quick or it's going to sell out and you won't have a chance. With 1% of the duvet left now. Of all of it, all combined, yeah.
Well, you know, Rob, I've been doing this a long time, the same as yourself, selling, and I can't believe, thank you to the viewers, thank you very, very much. I can't believe the quantity you've sold.
I don't think we've sold them. I think they've sold themselves.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, all we are is communicating I mean, all we can do is talk about the property.
1%. I can't believe it.
I know. Let me actually, if you don't mind, Brad, let's break that down on a per size basis. So, are you ready for that, Daniel? If percentage, what we got left on the single? Right. So the single is the one that we've got most of. 20% of the stock remaining. The double has technically sold out. If everyone checks out now, then you've missed it. So what I'm saying, seriously, you want the double, you check out now, or you will, it's gone. We're oversubscribed on the double, 179. King, we've got 3 times as many people trying to buy it as we have stock left.
Well, it might be another 3 months before we're back as well.
I know. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's now or never. Well, not never say never, but not for a while. And the Super King, we have only 40% left, about a third. So, yeah. So single and Super King might see the end of the night, but the double and King absolutely have not made it to the end. And then the pillow, how much of the pillow left? We're just checking on the pillow. I don't think it's a lot of the pillow. It's also less than 7% of the pillow left. And we had much more. Now, some of that's in baskets, but so that's what I'm trying to say. Please check out. Use PayPal. Do whatever you have to do. Sell the grandkids. No, don't do that. I'm just kidding.
Buy yourself a good night's sleep.
Buy yourself a good night's sleep. Buy yourself a great night's sleep.
A great night's sleep. And if you don't like it, and it's highly unlikely, just send it back. It's as simple as that.
Now, when you say send it back, you call the number on the tag. You call Ray's company first. Don't just send it willy-nilly because they need your order number and all that kind of stuff.
And you'll find that everything we sell it's all on the label, so you don't have to remember anything. It's there.
No, it's all right on there. Yeah. The address, the website address, and everything else. And Ray's company will refund your money 100%. The only thing that you won't get back is the P&P. Yeah. But remember, it's capped postage and packing. So if you buy, all the pillows are $4.95, duvets are $4.95. So you could buy 58 pillows, 27 duvets, and only pay $4.95 to have the whole lot delivered. It's $4.95 per order. You only ever pay the first $4.95 once. Some bigger items carry more P&P. But like with the mattress, if you bought 20 mattresses, you'd only pay $9.95 P&P. You'd only pay the first $4.95 once, and then the extra $5 you'd pay per mattress. So Ray, I don't know how else I can communicate.
Well, it's quite simple.
It's so important they buy this. And I don't know, say that like
the biggest problem, people. I know this because I speak to people at exhibitions. Yeah. If it's 2/3 of every year, I'm at an exhibition somewhere. Yeah. I speak to people and they tell me their likes and their dislikes. Yeah. And the biggest problem people have in bed is not being too cold. It's being too hot.
Right.
They're waking up in the middle of the night, one leg dangling out the bed, duvet off, duvet on, duvet off, duvet on. Now they're awake when they should be asleep. And the reason why they're awake, or one of the reasons, the major reason, they're too hot. Yeah. Now, silk will stop that happening. Keeps you warm in the winter, really warm, and cool in the summer. Yeah. People very often say to me, how is that possible? Yeah. The honest answer is, I don't know. The only person that knows is Mother Nature.
But she did it for the worms, she's doing it for us humans.
Correct. Now, when people see this duvet for the first time, every single person, 100 out of 100, they get a shock. They say, oh, this is very thin. Are you sure it will keep me warm in the winter?
Oh, yes, it will.
Well, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
The reason being, you don't need bulk when you have silk. Don't confuse bulk with warmth. You know, silk is a low conductor of heat. It retains heat in a different fashion.
Yeah.
To say duck, goose feather, man-made fibers.
Yeah.
You can wash this in the machine as often as you want. Right? We're using long fiber silk, not little pieces of silk that are chopped up, not scrap silk, not raw silk, not Tussa silk. Triple A grade mulberry. Each strand of silk within this duvet is over 1 mile long, unbroken in one piece. So because it's unbroken in one piece, they can stitch it all the way around the perimeter. Now, it takes 2 skilled operators a day to a day and a half to make one duvet. Once they've anchored it around the perimeter, they can pull it towards themselves and put these box cassettes in. That means 2 things. When you sleep under it, it cannot move. So you get an even distribution of heat. And Rob, when you wash it, it cannot bunch
Oh,
up.
that's what I was going to do. Sorry, I've only left it till the end of the blooming show to tell you this. So a bit of advice: if you live in a flat and you don't have a garden. So I've got a clothes horse, and I've got a Super King duvet and a King duvet. So my son's got the King, I've got the Super King. So when you wash that in the washing machine, and again I use 30-degree wash. It's about an hour and a half cycle, and it's full spin dry at the end. When you take it out, I fold it in half and lay it over the clothes horse, and that's, you know, to stop it draping on the ground. It takes, I'll let one side dry, then I kind of flip it over and let the other side dry. It takes about an hour to dry naturally. The pillows, they take about an hour and a half again when they come out.
Silk does dry quickly.
Yeah, I do one pillow at a time.
And the reason for that is it's a hydrophilic protein, similar to your hair.
Yeah.
Hydrophilic.
Likes
Hydra, water loving.
Yeah. Hail Hydra. Julie, sorry. Julie says, it's a Marvel joke, I'm sorry. Julie, I was in a Marvel show, you know. I was, Agent Carter. Rob is, so Julie, thank you, Julie. By the way, these are all unsolicited, genuine testimonial emails. And Julie says, so this came through the website, actually, apologies, not through email. Rob is definitely telling the truth about these duvets and pillows. I took his advice last year and bought a duvet and 2 pillows, and I've had the best sleep every night since I received them. Thanks for the advice. Rob, you really do have the experience and knowledge to guide us, from Julie. Thank you, Julie. Can you tell my boss that? He said to me, he didn't even say it to me tonight. He got a message to the producer, make sure it's serious, Rob, tonight. Oh. He's gone to bed. I wouldn't worry about it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to sit here and fart around for 3 hours. You know what I mean? Oh, well, honestly, the double duvet, if everyone checks out the double, the double and the King, if everyone checks that right this second, they've actually sold out. So, but you've got, I mean, I don't know, what if you've got a couple of minutes, it's fastest finger first. Well, and the single, now can I say, if you miss the double and you don't mind, get a couple of singles.
Yeah. And the other thing we must just remind people of, is very important. Anybody who's bedbound, please buy them one of these.
I was tied to a bed once. Yeah.
Listen, can I tell you, Rob? Anybody who's bedbound, this is an absolute bliss.
I'm having a laugh there. It's all sold out, Ray.
Are we all sold out?
Well, pretty much. Yeah, go on, sorry.
No, if people are bedbound, it's just wonderful for them. You know.
For sure. And but also, if you're like, when you get a cold and you want to lie in bed, but I tell you what, the times that my son and I will, you know, on a cold winter's night, we'll go into the bedroom, we'll grab our duvets, and we'll snuggle up on the sofa in front of the telly. Yeah. Save you a fortune in heating bills, these things, if you wanted to go that route.
Well, I don't know. All I know is this. The people, when they buy it, they simply love it.
We don't snuggle up together.
And I'll say this, every TV company I've ever been in the studio with, Shop and TV, let's just name it, Ideal World, right, TSC in Canada, all these different companies. Sure. Every single presenter.
BSN in Australia.
Yes, well, you know, we just TSA in Australia, we just started there 10 weeks ago. First show, sold out instantly.
Yeah.
Boiling hot country.
Yeah.
People overheating in bed.
Yeah.
Crash.
What did you do in the States? Where do you do Shop NBC or?
Over in Australia.
No, in America.
No, in America, not QVC, the other one.
HSN.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is QVC.
Yeah.
Now.
It's just.
Daniel, our producer, has asked a very important question.
Right.
What do you think of our new studio?
The studio is lovely. Daniel and all the people within the studio make you feel very welcome. I'm really looking forward to doing, hopefully, more shows from here.
Very importantly, we'd like to. Do you like the new toilets?
Absolute perfection.
Daniel's a perfectionist. The new toilets have got their own music feed.
Well, I mentioned to Daniel, and I said to him tonight when I came in, I said, you probably think I'm a bit of an oddball, Daniel. I said, but the first time I came here, the studio was so clean and lovely and fresh. It was a joy to come in.
Yeah.
I said, and I'm just so pleased to come back here. The studio in London was different. This is more modern, more up to date.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes, we've moved out of London and we don't miss it.
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, not ever. But we do thank the people very, very much so that got us off our, really they helped us start the show.
Yeah.
16, 18 months ago, something like that. At Celebro in London, we wish you the very best and thank you for having us for all the time that you did. And and it's Daniel all the way now. We're in Manchester adjacent, Cheshire technically. That sounds posh, doesn't it? Near the old housewives. But anyway, I digress. I'm just joking because we haven't got any stock left, really.
Have we sold out?
Well, almost. Yeah, we pretty much are the duvet. Should we talk about the pillow? We've got 10 minutes left, Ray.
Right.
Silly Rob's come out.
Well,
to play
it's
now.
quite simple. If you are spending some time in bed, and everybody has to spend time in bed, a decent pillow, surely to goodness, it's not asking a lot out of life. A decent pillow.
It's almost more important than the duvet. Or that sort of
well, the important thing to remember is pillows are a minefield. There's so many bad pillows. You've done it yourself, Rob. You're in the supermarket, you see pillows in a nice pack. As a lady like this, she's sleeping comfortably. She's always got beautifully.
They don't come with it.
No, right? 2 for £10, and people buy them.
Yeah.
And take them home, and after a few minutes they think, what have I done? These are rubbish.
Right.
Every year in Britain,
the
7 million pillows go into landfill. The reason being the filling within the pillow is absolute rubbish. I mentioned earlier in the programme, I was in one of the largest retailers in Britain a few months back. There was a massive pile of pillows. They were selling them at £6 each. Now, the filling within the pillow was recycled plastic bottles.
Oh, Lord.
Now,
that's commendable in a way, but it doesn't make it more comfortable, does it?
Based on what I know, this is my personal opinion. I wouldn't imagine sleeping in a recycled plastic bottle is too comfortable. No. But people buy them in good faith because they're only £6.
But didn't you go into a department store once or a shop and you were recognised, but they had some deal on pillows?
Yeah. I went into a shop where I live. My wife's not very well, so I have to do the shopping. And I live in a small village 6 miles from the centre of Glasgow. There's only 1,700 people in the village, so more or less we all know one another. So anyway, I was in the shop, big shop, and the lady said to me, she said, I saw you on TV selling these pillows. She said, are they any good? I said, well, of course. I said, they're very good. She said, well, I think, could you bring me a couple in? And I burst out laughing. I said, well, you sell pillows in here, 2 for £10. Oh, she says, the staff know we mustn't buy them. They're absolute rubbish.
I know.
The companies still sell them, and 7 million of them end up in landfill. The first 13 months we sold these in Britain, we sold 86,000 pillows. Only 19 were returned.
19
out of 86,000.
Well, I mean, so first of all, I've had my pillows. What did we establish?
You must have
4 or 5 years.
Yes, at least 4 years.
And I wash them once a month. I mean, what pillow lasts that amount of time? They're as good today as they were the day I got them.
The reason being, top quality cotton, top quality silk,
Yep.
top quality manufacturing.
Yeah, and I punish them. I
Yeah.
really do.
Well,
you know.
you're like me. You're a man of a certain size. And I mean, we're big and we're heavy, and you know, we're thrashing around and.
I do thrash a lot. I do.
Yeah, you're a thrasher.
I'm a thrasher. By the way, Dylan says, "Hey, Dylan, how you doing?" I'm relaxing now. I hope you don't mind. Hello, Rob. I love your show. Well, you're only human. Just kidding. It's my birthday today. Can you sing "Happy Birthday," please? Would you like me to sing it, or would you like me to say it in the style of Orson Welles? I said
Do
the
Orson.
director wants me to twerk
Orson's
it.
good.
Orson. Okay, Rich, you're gonna have to come movie big close up, please. It was Dylan, wasn't it? You got to come on, crash in, mate. We haven't got all night.
Is he from Wales, Dylan?
It doesn't say actually.
No.
Yeah. That's not a movie big. That's a medium close up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dylan. Happy birthday to you. I'm Orson Welles. Thank you for watching. Good night. Oh, sorry, no, still got 6 minutes. Okay. Bill says, morning, Rob, Ray, and all the team. Ray, I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
bought a king-size duvet from you 5 years ago.
Oh.
I love it. Since then, I added a pillow and some pillowcases. I loved them so much, I was able to fit the duvet into my suitcase and carry my pillow, taking them on 3 worldwide music tours, keeping me warm and cool in all weather conditions. Best purchase I've ever made. Thank you and welcome to Cheshire, Rob. Bill down the road in Northwich. Ha ha!
Oh.
Thank you, Bill.
That's interesting. When I travel in Britain, if I'm staying overnight, I always take my own pillow with me.
Yeah.
My grandchildren laugh. They say, "Oh, Grandad, you're going to embarrass us." I'm walking in the building, hotel, with a pillow under my arm. But Grandad knows best. Grandad knows if he has this pillow, he's going to have a nice, comfortable night's sleep.
Sam, question. Are any one of these a super king? These, do you know? Because I want to make a point. So, come on your hands and knees if you don't mind. Yeah, go on then. You get down. Double. Sam, everybody. Double. Yeah, have we got, Super King. So, may I have a Super King? Oh, perfect. It's almost like we planned it. That there
weighs 2 kilos.
Vehicle reversing. Vehicle reversing. That is the size of a Super King folded.
It's 2.5 kilos.
That will go, I do this, that will go, if you've got a carry-on size rolly case, that will fit in one side quite comfortably, and the pillow will fit in the other side.
What we have to remember with a pillow.
Take it with you. Yeah.
You can only buy the pillow from 2 people, from myself or from Shop and TV. Now, if you buy it from myself at a live exhibition, we retail these pillows at £60 and £5 postage on our website. Shop and TV have got them on offer this morning, £40. They're an absolute steal at that price. And buy it and try it. You're going to love it. You're simply going to love it. I'll repeat, 19 returned out of 86,000. Surely to goodness that tells you something. We go back to the same exhibitions year in, year out on exactly the same location. And if we were selling something and making ridiculous claims, we couldn't do that. We've been in business going to these exhibitions for 67 years. We've been in TV for 36 years selling silk.
Yeah.
Buy it, try it, money back if you're not pleased. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone. The pillows are a slip, the pillowcases, absolute, the most wonderful buy you'll ever have.
Excuse me.
And the duvets, well, were virtually sold out.
Can I just, I think the only way I can really sort of close this show is obviously to say thank you to you, Ray.
Thank
Still
you.
got a couple of minutes left, but you know, the last time I got caught really extolling my own personal virtues about this, or opinion about the virtues of this bedding, the duvets particularly, and the pillows. You know, I went viral for being, you know, looking a bit and sounding a bit like David Brent and all of that kind of thing. And Tonight, I think rather than saying I no longer swear at my duvet, I swear by it, which, you know, kind of the nation knows that, or they've heard me say that already. I would say the Mulberry Silk duvet and pillow are luxurious, but they're not a luxury. They are a necessity. Buy one now, if you know what's good for you.
And when you do buy it, it's going to last you the best part of your adult life. You're not buying something you'll have to replace in 5 or 6 or 7 years. The duvets in my bed are 30 years old. And I often, when I'm at a show, get people to just walk past that stand, give me a little wave like this, say, got one, had it 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Happens all the time. Tells you something.
Can I just, so Daniel, is that the single and also the Super King over allocated? Single, double, and I think people missing the double went for the singles.
Yeah.
The single, double, and the double and the king were essentially sold out. The single is now over allocated as well. It's oversubscribed. More people trying to order it than we have it
Good.
left.
Thank you.
So that's about to sell out. I reckon by the time we get to sort of midday, there might be 1s or 2s left, but certainly for the single, the double, and the king size, they're gone, and the pillow probably will be gone too. So it's your last chance. I've done all I can. My work here is done, and so is yours, Ray. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. I can't believe the amount of duvets you've sold, and I've been doing this. I've been doing this a long time.
Themselves, mate.
It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you to the public.
Well, thank you for coming all the way from Glasgow. We're glad you don't have to drive back as far as you used to, down in London. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow night. Good night. God bless. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.